If it's with me, everything.
CoCoTALK After Dark. CoCoTALK After Dark.
There we go. And welcome to another episode of After Dark, where anything can happen.
I'm fixing the page right now.
We'll do it live.
Still says CoCoTALK episode 105.
Oh,
Oh, Beaker. So nice to see you this evening.
Excellent.
I think I'm streaming. It says After Dark.
Yeah, but the title for the live would be CoCoTALK 105. So trying to get logged into the right place here.
Well, this could just be part 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why Cox just decided to do a mercy killing for us.
Why can't I highlight? I'm happy with you. So we're on number 27, all right? Okay.
Yeah, I did check earlier. At least 26 was the last thing that seemed to be posted.
Close enough.
And let's see if the chat works correctly this time.
Why
Cox just decided to do a mercy killing.
Are you saying the word that I think you're saying?
Mercy killing?
No, not that one. There's a word before that, and it.
Hey, I just want to show you my VIP parking area here.
No, I was saying Cox, C-O-X. That's my internet provider.
Oh, okay. You've been saying that a lot today, and I didn't know that was your internet provider, so you could probably understand mine.
Yeah, it could sound off topic.
Yeah, I said this Mark, he has got a one-track mind. It's Cox.
Well, when Steve did Steve does the intro, I gotta keep my head straight because his rhyming for real time clock and grab your socks. I gotta keep that one straight.
Kind of, yeah.
Boy.
Okay, I am a little confused with Nick's program here.
Okay.
So
if you reload the YouTube page, you'll see it has a proper attribution now for the title.
Oh.
All right. Oh, live from Oklahoma,
Hey, that's what happens when you leave the adults aren't around.
I don't know. I think this state gets enough bad reputations. Like the only guy they show on the news when a tornado comes through town is that one-toothed guy with the white, dirty wife beater shirt. He keeps talking about how a tornado came through the trailer park.
Never was the same again.
Or came through the front window or something like that.
You'll leave that one alone.
But that's only in the southeast part of the state. The rest of the state's normal. They're the ones that spill over from Arkansas.
So I'm not convinced that Nick uploaded the right version of his program, because all it has is Gauntlet on it. It doesn't have any of these games, and I have no menu that I can find. Can someone else figure this out?
Yeah, I'll take a look
No
at it.
idea.
Is there a link for that somewhere?
Yeah, I just posted it in the YouTube chat.
I'll get it in the show notes here in a bit.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's one of his other versions that he's playing with to perhaps do some tweaking to something else.
Oh, maybe I ought to stop looking at Discord here.
I think I downloaded it, but I haven't had a chance to look at it.
It should be pretty straightforward. He has no instructions on what to do, so I just ran.
That means you don't need any.
That's right. That's right. But
Ease of
nothing
use.
in here. Yeah, it's nothing in here runs the program. So.
All right, let me grab something.
Oh, wait a minute! I turned myself upside down.
Hate when that happens.
It still doesn't work.
Turning yourself upside down didn't help, huh?
It didn't help.
Oh.
But apparently Nick's trying to do something with a gantlet.
I guess I need to find an SD card that doesn't have anything on it. Oh, yeah, that's right. My new monitors do not have USB ports. This will be fun. How big is this thing?
Are we live yet?
Yeah,
We are.
we are.
Oh,
Watch what you say. Also, no copyrighted material.
ah. I thought I was like in the 13th hour of the Meryl Streep movie marathon here. So
No, people would have died long before that.
yes.
Yeah, she broke up with Clint Eastwood, and then he became Dirty Harry. And I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the next movie, Kramer versus Kramer.
Oh no! And then after he became Dirty Harry, they're all dancing and singing ABBA. I was trying to do the whole Meryl Streep.
Okay.
Collection.
So game menu disk, okay.
Yes, I'm going to write a strongly worded complaint and postmark it to Australia. It's just going to say Nick Marentes, Australia, and I know it'll get to him because
Such a small
Right.
country.
it's very, very few people.
Because he's
It
the only
really-
one there, right?
Well, practically 20 million people in that on one continent. Right?
That few?
That's it. I, of course, will double check this with Wikipedia lest I spread fake news. Population.
Yes, doesn't YouTube do some form of stupid fact checking now?
Well, I'm a big fan of facts. Sorry, they've increased since I used to travel there. They've been procreating. It's 24.6 million.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
As of 2017. Look at Canada going up to 35 million. The time is in Brisbane. We might have to ask Nick to come on and answer for his.
Answer for his.
Sins.
to figure out a Facebook kind of.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Speaking of the devil.
There he is. Yeah. Well, gotta leave, guys. I can't say. I just quickly stuck in to see who was there.
Wait, before you go.
I know I'm being pulled.
Yeah. I downloaded your program and I do a dir and I got like gauntlet and disk name and I've got an asterisk dot BAS, which I tried running all of this and I'm not seeing your game menu. What am I doing wrong?
Hang on. I got Curtis on the line as well at the same time.
Take a look at that file.
Yeah, I'll have a look. This is the one that downloads, is it?
The zip. Yeah. That you put.
Okay, so maybe I've screwed up the link. Hang on, Curtis.
Well, that's working for me.
What do you need? What do you do?
I just turned it on. Run the top program there, menu.bas, and my headphone isn't long enough to reach where the CoCo is.
I don't have menu.bas. I have asterisk.bas.
Here, let me change.
Did you just download that off the web page?
Yeah.
And it's a file, gamemenu.zip?
Yep. GameMenu.zip, which opened up to GameMenu.dsk.
Right.
And then inside that DSK is something different.
Okay, I'm going to download it myself. And I will just confirm that.
So I just downloaded it as well.
Oh, no. It's going to be user error, you watch.
When that happens.
Okay, so I've just downloaded. I've unpacked it to my desktop. I'm going to just boot up an emulator. It's the easiest way to do it.
That's where I am. I'm in VCC.
And that's what VCC. That's where I'm done. I'm going to insert from the desktop game menu. Okay, so and then I do a dir, and I see. Yep, it's all there. Menu and all the games. I run menu.
I'm going back to
run menu. Yeah, and it works fine.
All right. Run menu. Yeah, there's no menu.
I'll run Monkey Kong.
I will download it again.
Yeah, you downloaded something wrong. Okay.
I will check this one out.
Well, I'll just hang up from Curtis and I'll leave you logged in, and I'll come back in a second. You can tell me if it works.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
At the same time, actually, I'll hit mute here.
Oh, wait, no, maybe it was your user error. I did attach it to the disk file, but all right, hold on.
Gee, how'd I die?
Oh, shit. Hey. Watch the language.
Okay. I've got it working, Nick, if you hear me out there. It was user error. BCC was not mounting the correct DSK image.
Okay, yeah, I heard you there. So it was a user error, eh?
Yes, it was.
No worries. Okay then. Have fun. I've got to run.
Bye, Nick.
All right then. See you
Bye.
later. Bye. Hang on, I'll just hang up.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Just a lesson to all you programmers out there. You will be called in to testify should there be any problems. But all charges have been dropped against Nick Marentes today.
So his ears must have been burning. So, Chad, is he
Let's
liking
Let's
all?
pick on James Differdapper. What are you doing?
So is anybody talking about anything tonight?
Well, it doesn't look like it.
Not yet.
Oh. Got talked out. Was almost 4 hours earlier today, huh?
Yes, but this time we have
Working on
David
anything,
Ladd.
David?
No.
No. Breaking anything?
No.
He's always doing that.
Oh,
Not
he's
yet.
much happier now. Something I don't know. Don't remember the soundbite.
I might be able to help you with that in a second.
Lord.
So, what exactly happened with the dropout at the 3-hour mark, anyway?
It looks like my internet just went poof for half a minute or so. Because like all
He's got Cox Communications for his internet.
Thank you for saying the full title of the firm.
So, it did that the last time I streamed. It did that the last time I streamed too. We got a while into it and it just dropped out for a bit.
Could be worse.
They might cut your connection at 3 hours.
I checked my router. It didn't reboot, so.
I'm much happier breaking stuff.
And then the rest of the day, the computer didn't think it had internet connection on it.
I tell you, some people.
Nice.
Who has tried out?
Steve is on Discord.
Ready? Everybody say ease of use.
Ease of use.
Meow. So Tom's quiet, and Richard left us.
Tom was really chatty and cranky a few minutes ago. People were on his lawn, and he was against all cell phone communication and
It's one of my ramblings. It happens every now and then.
You were very against electricity, I believe.
Yeah. Modern technology. Who needs it?
You're right. We should also go back to our CoCos from 30 years ago.
Right. You need all this other garbage for. No, I was over here actually. I was neatening up some wiring.
Cable management.
I'm getting there on my project here. It's actually somewhat playable now. Most of the games are playable now, so they're advancing well.
Curtis says he might join in a little bit.
We could probably use his help.
I need something. I'm kind of occupied doing something else at the same time.
So what did you figure out there, Rob, about your program loader?
Oh,
Got disk?
It wasn't totally user error. I was mounting the correct DSK into BCC, but it wasn't working, and I had to exit out of BCC and restart it. And then once the correct DSK was actually mounted,
then it worked fine.
It worked fine.
Yeah, don't you hate that?
I do.
Yeah, I've had some trouble with the latest version of BCC.
It's desperate for an update. It's almost making me think of going to Maine, but almost.
I don't think I'm that desperate yet. After trying to redo the MC10 driver and finding all the problems I did, no.
Is this thing on?
No, this
could be.
Shoot. It's Stevie.
Testes, 1, 2, testes.
Yep.
You gotta have a pair first.
The dumpster fire is burning really slowly at the moment.
Nah.
Hey,
It's
you
a
don't look
slow
too
burn.
bad. You must have made it back safely from the beach.
Yeah. We had a beach day, and then we had a nap, and then we had a dinner and a visit, and it's been a fun day.
That is awesome. Well, you just left the inmates in charge here, and so we are
There you go. Hey,
running amok.
beautiful thing. How did the show go today?
It moved along.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
Had a crash there at 3 hours.
The 3-hour mark, right? A 3-hour tour.
I think Cox Communication wanted to do a mercy kill.
Put the audience out of their misery, right? So.
Yeah.
Thankfully, someone kept trying to prod the show along.
I was listening to chunks and pieces. I heard part where Nick Marotta was talking about his CoCo 2 and how he got the cartridge with the mega bug. A little bit later, I saw a part where they were showing off the CoCo 3 palette tweaks and stuff. So I caught a few chunks of it here and there.
Let's see. Where's my show notes? Yeah, then we Steve Bajork, he came on. We had a discussion on writing programs. Basic comparison is to ports versus new.
Yeah, that was a suggestion he had brought up in Discord the other night too.
Yeah, so we came in and we had a chat about that, and then I got into it with him on copy protection.
Oh, because I remember somebody asking the question about one of the games, the Z89, where if you loop through it, you can't do anything but crash into the wall.
Yep.
Okay. And was that intentional?
He wouldn't really describe his methods and practices, but the implication was that was a nice surprise that he had in there for anyone who hacked the game. The problem, he doesn't have the original source code, which is with a gentleman who stole a PC he was looking for and ended up with a CoCo. So he has to either crack the cracked version. I mean,
he has to have a clean version that doesn't have other people's code in it.
Yeah.
Or do a lot of work himself.
David O'Connor did a update on his synth, and I see on Facebook right now he's got another posting about it.
Cool.
Ron Klein did an update on this CoCo Pi 3.
Oh yeah, I heard part of that too. Yeah, that was interesting with the menus and the updating of the EOU and everything else. Yeah.
We did have a game on segment.
We had some unfortunate MC10 discussions.
Has to happen. Equal time.
Very cool.
And for whatever, and then when we tried to play that Floppytron, for some reason we couldn't get the audio to share.
Was somebody else doing it? Was that Curtis sharing his screen?
Yeah, Curtis tried, and then David tried, but neither could get the audio to come through.
And you couldn't get the share screen and share system sound to come across?
Right.
I guess I could pull it up and see if it'll work for me. Let's see over here.
I wonder if the audio was, or something was shared on the host machine or something.
Did you guys hear from Jim Brain at all today?
No.
Only by text. He was trolling on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, because I know I was following his progress on the Marvel movie marathon, and I don't know how the hell that guy did 3 days sitting in a movie theater. Because I saw just the latest one, the Avengers Endgame, And that was 3 hours. And after 3 hours of sitting in a theater, I mean, I'm in pain still from that. You know, I don't know how the hell that guy sat in a movie theater seat for 3 freaking days, man.
Yeah, how would you not have a blood clot from sitting there?
Yeah, right. Bed sores and all kinds of circulation issues.
Yeah, let's see if I can make this work.
Oh, this is the Country Roads one that they guys posted on Facebook, the John Denver.
Yeah.
It sounded really good.
Let me pause.
I remember hearing. Yeah, I hear it. That's working.
Huh. Yeah, that's pretty good. You notice he blocks out his screen so you can't tell the code he's running.
Illinois, Karen Point, make the trek, CoCoFEST.
There. What's our limit before we get a ding?
That's not going to try. That's unless we get a copyright from the guy who owns the video. We're not going to get the music copyright on that. It's so far removed.
It's not going to match.
It's not going to match any algorithm.
Yeah, the instrumentation is all completely wrong.
Is he even still alive?
John Denver? It doesn't matter. It's not the person. It's the company.
He's dead.
He died in a plane crash.
People come and go, but corporations last forever.
Yeah. And they just keep renewing it. Renewing the copyright.
He died in an experimental plane crash, I think, about 15 years ago.
I grew up listening to John Denver music.
97, 98, something like
Far
that.
out.
Yeah, and I remember Curtis Boyle saying that was one of the first CoCo songs. I remember hearing that one too on the CoCo, the Country Roads. And that was, I think, is that the one that put up the little random semi-graphics on the screen while it was playing too? I don't remember.
I've never seen that one. The first one I saw was the William Tell Overture.
Okay, yeah, I remember Country Roads on the CoCo. I remember hearing it. I was a big fan of all those little self-standing exe files that played random songs of the time.
I got discs of those things.
Yeah, they're probably on the archive too. But yeah, and the thing that sucked about it was really impressive to hear the CoCo sound like that. But because you were going over the RF cable and the picture and sound were coming over the same thing and going through that switch box too, it's like anytime the CoCo made that music, the screen would get all fuzzy. You get like all this like static distortion on the screen while that music played.
Yeah, look like a Sinclair.
No, nothing looks that bad. Trust me.
Let's see, we're joined by Sir David Ladd. How are you today, Sir David Ladd?
Oh, I'm here.
He'd rather be breaking things.
You sound totally thrilled there, David.
Well, I'm alive.
Oh, somebody got the disc to work.
Breaking stuff.
Distant soundbite of Sir David. Oh, so I did message Brendan Donahue. I put in a request to get a CoCo VGA installed during CoCoFEST, and he will have time to do that for me. So I will be bringing in my TDP 100 to get the CoCo VGA upgrade this coming weekend.
He's just looking for a positive review on CoCoTALK in the future.
Oh, Brendan? Yeah, we've never plugged this crap before. So as soon as he makes a decent product, maybe we'll give him a shout out. So
Brandon will have to kick you in your butt.
Yeah, you know, if all the time we spend plugging the David Ladd PS2 mouse adapter, we could probably squeeze in a real product. You'd think so.
Hey, it really exists. I have 2 of them. I'm going to be showing them off at CoCoFEST.
Oh,
Wow, everyone's getting hit by the shrapnel.
oh.
It's one of those days.
TV is on fire.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, it's called sunburn.
Yes, yeah, it was a beautiful day at the beach. I don't go to the beach. I've been in Florida my whole life, and in the past 30 years, I've been to the beach 4 times. So I'm not a beach person. So.
Brian Johnson from
Yeah, I was grateful that your wife's head was in the way of that shot that would have showed your legs.
It was planned.
Yeah, I got my Voodoo card in the mail. So I have a Voodoo 3000. Voodoo 3000 AGP card that I do plan on messing with. I just haven't had time.
Look, it's Mr. Boyle.
Curtis Boyle.
So if you get a Voodoo card, you need to have like 2 of them to have the real experience, right?
No,
everybody
that was
the advantage.
Well, that was back in the Voodoo 1 and 2 days where you could do the SLI. I think but the Voodoo 3 series was not SLI. It was like better than 2 Voodoo 2s.
Yeah, because they didn't have sync issues and stuff. I remember that when they.
Yeah, but I think the Voodoo 4000 to 5000 series would support SLI, but I'm happy with the Voodoo 3. That's about what I had. I had a 3500 back in the day.
What'd you do to your camera there, Curtis?
Oh, I just haven't moved my monitor from under my shelf.
I was gonna say you're a little cut off.
Yeah.
Cut off.
That was covering its bad hair day.
Well, it's better than a no hair day like you're having. So.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see. Refresh.
Oh, Rob, did Nick get your game thing working?
Yeah.
I kind of overheard part of that. So.
VCC was not mounting the disc, even though I did mount the disc. So I had to exit out of VCC and restart it, and I mounted it, and everything's fine. So I was actually during a
It was operator error.
Yeah, he screwed up.
I'm really going to blame. I'm really going to blame VCC and the lack of any updates or developments to it
since
over the
last
past,
decade,
15 to 20 years.
Yeah, I tried typing in a basic program that I was working on, and I made it to 2 whole lines before it crashed.
On VCC?
Yes.
Really?
I don't have a crash like that. It just has some bugs and palettes and things.
I never had a problem in basic. I did 80% of my basic series. I did probably 20 chapters of the book.
I'm guessing I made a line too long or something.
You might have over optimized it.
I'm not sure there was any optimization going on. I was porting something from the Apple too.
Nick Marotta.
There's your problem. You get porting from the Apple too.
So since Nick's out there in the live chat, Nick, I did hear part of your segment today where you were talking about your CoCo 2 and how you got the Mega Bug cartridge and you were loading things off the
joysticks and
yeah.
And he got 64K, so he's kind of ready to go with Sailor Man once he gets
yeah. That was something I suggested to. I like how those of us in the know, that is the best RAM tester there is. If you can run Sailor Man, your 64K works. It's like why
the 2 best ones are run OS9 level 1. Preferably one of the games that actually fills the entire 64K there too, like Biosphere or something like that. Or Sailor Man.
Guana. Isn't that 64K?
No, that's 32K. No. Sailor Man was the first.
I question that. I hate to Google you, Stevie, but I gotta check.
Most of the .com stuff was 64K.
Yeah, Tandy did not release any 64K CoCo 1 and 2 non-OS9 games, anyways. That was a 32K floppy.
Is that true? I thought Pitfall 2 might have been 64.
I doubt it.
I remember.
Do I have the manual here?
Buona being 64K, and then I couldn't run it.
No, there's not. It's not doing that much to need 64K. It's not like it's got tons of screens or anything else.
Look, facts are facts. Opinions are opinions, and at least according to Wikipedia,
Pitfall 2 required 64K.
Yeah.
Pitfall 2 required 64K.
Yep.
And Buona says, at least according to Wikipedia, it required 64K.
Really? That's surprising.
Requires 64K. Is that what you said?
I don't know if you can see that or not.
Wow, that's surprising.
I
wonder
remember
why.
I believe I wanted to actually upgrade my 16K to 64K specifically so I could play Ghana Buona and also because it supported Speed Sound Pack. So I have
I mean, I by the time I got Ghana Buona and Pitfall 2, I had already had a white CoCo 1 that had 64K and I had the MPI and everything else. So I don't know. I just don't remember that being a requirement. But by the time I had it, I already had the RAM, so it really wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, because the CoCo 1 used to have a 32K level, but once the CoCo 2 came out, you got 16 or 64.
Yeah. I remember when I had my CoCo one, I had to have somebody upgrade it to 32K so I could play Donkey King. You know, and that was the first time I let a stranger touch my CoCo. I was like, I was
basically
afraid.
the same as me too. And I even let the feedback grams there, which if you tried to move the video outside the 16K, it actually screwed up. So there's a few programs that did not run properly with 32K. So I eventually got
Yeah, the one thing I was confused on was I thought that it was one of Steve Bjork's only OS9 games, but that was just because he used the DOS command, and for some reason I thought that in my memory that it had been OS9, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that's surprising. Next time we get him on, we need to ask him why did it need 64. I wonder if we just offloaded music to RAM or something else like that, because those games were just using a 6K screen. I can't imagine there being a huge necessity for needing 64K RAM, but I don't know. I don't understand programming that well.
If you double buffer the screen, 6K is now 12K.
Yeah, and then you still need your program.
Screen to restore from, then you're at another 6K. So it depends on how it's written.
Yeah,
and it scrolls, so that might have been where the memory was needed. We talked about.
Yeah, he probably had to buffer ahead, like to a couple of screens. Plus, you had page flipping, so that's 12K.
Well, it probably had some sort of large bitmap or something that it copied from or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, might have to.
Well, I could kind of see Pitfall 2 needing the extra RAM because it's a pretty big world. So loading especially if it was everything's if the entire world's loaded into RAM, that's a lot of.
Yeah, because it took so much space on the Atari.
Yeah. Wait a second. Was that sarcasm? I was a little slow there. What did Atari have? A 4K ROM or something? Or
not even.
No, I'm sure that one was bigger, but
which Atari?
2600.
So I did notice one thing. I felt bad for Mark at the beginning of the show because it seemed like he was doing all the talking. Like I was hoping somebody else was going to pick up and co-host and help out. But
I was just going to do the introductions and then kind of hand it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest, I was still trying to look up news stories in a damn.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job, but I just felt bad. I'm like, man, this guy's already streaming for us. Now he's having to freaking host the show too. Somebody help a brother out.
He kept moving things moving along though. It's nice. So.
That's good. Well, thank you, and I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't. I hate to put all the burden on one person.
I was giving Curtis enough time to look stuff up.
Yeah, I didn't know I was doing news segment there, and I had nothing queued up. So it was just like, while you guys are doing introductions, I'm quickly.
The usual level of preparation took place. I see.
Actually, less. I think about 20 minutes before the show started. Oh, by the way, you're going to help co-host, and you're doing it today. What? Okay.
Well, he asked the question, "Who's hosting?" So I said he was.
Yeah, and then everybody ganged up on me and said, "Yeah, he is." And,
Curtis got it by seniority. He has the most experience.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked out fine. Things came out just as great.
No, I actually did find some news stories, so that was okay.
When somebody didn't pick up the mic quick enough, there wasn't any crickets. And I said at one point, well, Steve would have had crickets by now.
So the only thing we forgot to do was
here they are.
Nick Marota's question.
Yeah, Nick Marota's newbie question.
Yeah, but didn't have any Nick Marota.
But he did talk about his CoCo too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when it comes under acquisitions. Oh, and speaking of acquisitions, I just ordered. There was a guy who posted a huge lot of stuff on the CoCo group, like he's got the old farmers market video text and all those other things. Did you see that lot he posted?
Yeah, that was part of the news segment we had.
Yeah. So when he first said, "Look, I want to sell all these things," I had messaged him right away saying, "Look, I'd be interested in maybe the TDP 100 that's in the box. I might be interested in your video text." He's like, "Well, I got to get it all organized and then I'll get back to you." And then he sends me the link to the posting that had all the descriptions and prices. And I'm thinking, wow, $300 for a TDP 100. It's nice, but it's not $300 nice, and the video text too. Like I tell you what, though, when we get to CoCoFEST, if it's in the auction, I might go that high in the auction just to help out Glenn's side, but I can't see spending $300 in a video text. It'd be something that's nice to have. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but it's not worth that much to me.
Well, you can't play games on it, right?
Yeah, it's you know it's one of those rare gems to have in the CoCo collection.
That is true. It's
you
a
know
very
what I mean.
rare.
So I would love to have one in the collection. I'm sure I'll come across one eventually, but I'm going to be spending so much money just getting the CoCoFEST and the gas and the hotels and everything else. So I just can't drop $300 on a non-essential item right now.
But if you became a farmer, Stevie, the
Yes,
video
true.
text, I believe, gets up-to-date
But
information.
what I did order from the guy though, which was really cheap, he had a lot of 22 Intellivision cartridges for $30.
Ooh.
So I went ahead and bought those because I've got an Intellivision I bought that I've never even turned on because I got no cartridges for it. Now I'm going to have 22.
Wow.
Hey, Ron.
These speakers from they're realistic. They sound really
Nice.
good. $6, $5.99. And they even had the power supply, which is strange because a lot of times you just pick up stuff at Goodwill and there's no power supply to be found.
Man, you guys got much better Goodwills than I got. I go to my Goodwill once in a while, but it's got nothing but crap.
I got to set a minimum 7s.
Yeah.
But
I got a Nimbus 2000 broom one time.
But yeah, you go through Goodwill and you see broken VCRs and
Yeah, I bought a VCR at Goodwill for like $5, hi-fi 4-head VCR. Because when I was trying to figure out how to be able to record from a CoCo onto the computer, I was trying everything in the world to figure out how to be able to capture it before I got the right capture card. So I was like, maybe if I run it through a VCR, and then I can do the composite output from that. It still wasn't working.
Anybody want an SVHS JVC? I've got one right here.
Oh, look at that. Oh, one of the things he was selling too, which was not too terribly priced, but he had a CDI system with mouse for not a lot of money. That guy selling all the stuff on the Facebook group.
Yeah,
Hey, there's
I
Pearl.
asked him what he wanted for the dual drive, and I never got a response.
Huh.
shoot, Ron, does the sun ever set over there?
No.
He's like in Alaska. He's got 18 months of sunshine. He's got one overcast afternoon, and then it's back to 18 months of sunshine.
Pearl.
There's Pearl.
Yeah.
It looks like the Pitfall 2 2600 ROM is 10K. It's actually larger than normal.
Oh, wow.
And apparently it also had its own DPC chip.
What's that?
What is it here? Made possible by custom hardware built into the game cartridge, programmer David Crane designed and patented a component he called the Display Processor Chip DPC, which can greatly enhance the 2600's graphics capabilities and can process music in 3 channels plus drums.
Interesting.
It had its own custom sound chip, and it's a 10K ROM.
Wow. Interesting. No wonder it looks so damn good.
Still doesn't require 64K.
10K ROM. That was on Pitfall 2, you say?
Yeah.
And it was bigger than Pitfall 1.
Did Pitfall 1 have any special hardware in its cartridge?
I don't think so.
Pitfall 1 was at least 8K because the archive zip file that for that ROM is over 4K. But I don't think it had custom hardware. I could be wrong.
Don't know.
I have to learn more about some of those custom chips, though. I mean, if it had enhanced graphics, I wonder if it had extra RAM on it too to do higher res.
Well, it might have had some hardware to drive the display because you had a 1-line buffer that you filled up to.
Yeah, and the description did say it had not only a sound chip, but it also had enhanced hardware for graphics, but it doesn't say what.
I thought the 8-bit guy did a review on a cartridge like that at one time. Did a tear-down review on one.
Well, there were so many upgrades on those later cartridges. I have no idea what they were throwing in them. At some point, they started a lot of them having extra hardware in them. And the NES ended up doing the same thing. You were running games off a different processor, even I think on some of them.
Wow. Hey, it's Nick Marota. Nick Marota.
Hey, yeah, I was watching you guys, and it's like I gotta join.
Your hair looks good, Nick.
Oh, I know. It's like
You're fixing
so
it.
wild.
Fixing the hair. Looks good, Nick.
I get cut so badly.
The camera loves you. Don't
So-
worry about it.
Oh, I know.
Wait.
I feel glamorous.
Wait to fall for the peer pressure thing, you know.
Oh, I know. I'm all over it.
Are you Italian?
What bridge are we jumping off, guys? I'm right there.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at Mark Marlette's photos on the production of his new 2 meg triads. That's pretty cool.
Triad Plus?
Triad Plus.
What were you asking me,
real
Ron?
models. I was asking if you were Italian.
I am.
Well, that's an Italian grease in there.
My dad. Yeah, I had some in it. It wears out after. I had some mousse. I had some not mousse. I had some gel in there, but.
Paul Fiscarelli says hi.
Another Italian.
That's right. We have a few. We have a couple. Paulie T sounds like he should be on The Sopranos with the name Paulie T.
Yeah.
Polly Walnuts.
That's right.
So all in all, a decent show, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I liked it.
who kept kicking it down the road was when we got on something too long. Did Steve start doing that? Whoever did it, they did a good job.
Steve Bjork. He pulled us
Yeah.
on. He pulled us on once to back on a topic.
Yeah, he cycles back around.
Well, he's
We also
starting
back at the ranch.
He also didn't. He gave up too quickly when he asked us the question about writing original games versus. He was ready to. He's like, okay, well, that was a fun talk. It's like, wait, let's formulate our thoughts.
Yeah, it was one sentence long, and then he gave up the ship.
I know, but we kept it going. Like it was a good discussion.
Yeah, that one lasted about 15 or 20 minutes.
Yep, did.
Yeah, then we got off on the copy protection.
Actually, that was kind of interesting too, because I was wondering about how he feels about that as somebody who wrote software who wants to make money, but also probably likes seeing his work live on. Like, how do you juggle those two? But I didn't know he owned the rights to all those games still.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, it's Greg.
Oh,
Hey, Greg.
No, it's Grant.
Grant!
David?
Oh, God, now I'm getting out of here.
Screw you all.
But Grant, we can arrange that.
I don't
when
think
we're
you're man
done
enough,
with it.
Greg.
This is why you're staying with Stevie and not with me. I have Curtis in my room.
No, we need to draw straws to see who has to bunk with David Ladd.
No homo.
No homo.
No homo. If you say no
Take
homo,
one for the
it's
team.
okay.
Yeah.
Do anything you want as long as you say no homo.
Yeah, everything's okay.
This is the
So
time
what
of year
happened
that
with
spooning
what
is
happened with the
talked
show
about.
today?
Standards and practices realized there were no standards and no practice, so they went ahead and shut it down.
MarcB was thinking there was an issue with Cox. Didn't like him constantly streaming something.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
What was
just.
it we said there to show cock sucks? Is that what it was?
Hey, you know what? It just did it again.
Did your Cox just go down?
Yeah, it just went. It did.
It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down.
Yeah, my cock
Who
hurts
knows
right
what Cox is doing?
If your cock stays up for longer than 4 hours.
This sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit.
Need some protection for it so it doesn't keep deflating.
After dark.
I thought he was saying caulk, like a caulking a bathroom or a bath.
Yeah.
You're obviously not as dirty-minded as the rest of us.
Actually, we said the name and the stream went red.
Yeah, really.
And I started dropping frames.
Curtis had to do the censorship policing thing.
Big brother or Big Cox, whichever is listening.
Well, it's still streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm watching on YouTube right now.
I'm looking at it on Facebook. It's on Facebook right now, too.
Hey,
so.
Curtis.
I guess it
Yep.
recovered.
Did the female feminine product line really bother you earlier in the show?
The which what?
The female product when we're talking about the
No, I was just saying
Mega
that's not for the regular show. That's for After Dark.
Yeah.
If you ever heard me on the early After Dark, I'm much more sick than the rest of you guys put together. So.
Oh, you're talking about like a Mega Maxi?
Oh, hey,
something
The
like
Mega
that.
Maxi
It's those
MPI.
Canadians,
That's
eh?
a female product
Yeah.
with wings.
Oh my
wings,
god.
yeah.
With wings.
Oh, it's
Like,
saying that
it's
we're not
with
streaming at. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, because I'm watching the details here. Like there, you must have some issues going on right now, Mark, because for a while there it was saying you were streaming at like 25 frames per second, and
Right now it says 14.
Yeah, Mark, you should have a guy come out and take a look at your cocks.
yeah,
Well, YouTube's coming through clear, so.
He's
Yeah.
an expert. Yeah, Facebook and then YouTube are still streaming.
yeah. You call him up, say, "Listen, I'm having a problem. My cocks keeps going down on me."
Just tell them that your cock sucks. You know.
I was on the internets and my cocks went down, and
I was really disappointed. A lot of people were disappointed in this.
All right, you gotta stop making me laugh now, guys.
oh, that's right. Grant. Speaking of cocks, Grant's had like lots of surgery right around his.
So we need to send Grant a whole bunch of videos then.
No.
Hey, Grant, you want me to bring some of this to the CoCoFEST?
What is that?
Some of what?
Super
Some of
glue.
what?
Super glue. Oh, for his stitches.
Safety.
Just in case.
Just in case he pops a stitch, we can just super glue him up.
Yeah.
You know, actually, they did use super glue on me. I don't have any gauzes or anything or stitches. It's all super glue.
Hold still, laddie.
The first time I ever seen him do that.
I guess they used it quite a bit in Vietnam. Instant stitches.
Yeah. Yeah, and super glue and duct tape. That's your medical kit right there.
Looks like it's the upload
Yeah.
that's suffering.
If you,
Yeah, you
you
just
get a
went
couple
down to
beers,
11 frames per second.
if you get a couple beers and Curtis, he gets downright
Is
funky.
he only having problems though on Facebook? Because he looks fine. He looks fine on YouTube.
It's kind of bouncing up and down, so it's weird. Yeah.
Hey.
Is that Pearl?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law and had her dog over here. It's like a breed. It's a mix of like a wiener dog and some type of terrier. So it's got kind of the wire brush look to it. Interesting little dog running
Now
around.
it's wiener dogs. First it's cocks, and now it's.
I gotta tell you, I'm not real happy with my new monitor stand because it doesn't take much to shake this table, and my freaking camera's bouncing up and down on me, man. This is like.
You need to get a gimbal for it.
What monitor
Yeah.
stand you get there, Stevie?
Hey.
I don't know. It's
The camera's rocking. Don't bother knocking.
That's right.
So maybe you need a wall mount?
Possibly. That would solve certain issues other than the wiring aspect of it. But yeah,
Or a custom sway bar.
possibly.
Or you get the pole mount ones that just that they bolt to the wall.
Yeah. This one's a pole on a stand.
Yeah.
David's used to working the pole, so.
Well, he's gonna be sharing the bed with you, Stevie.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
He works hard for the money. So did I miss a live ukulele rendition, or are we able to get any ukulele on the show tonight? Nick Marotta.
He played the bumper.
But there wasn't any sound.
We need some live ukulele. It's after dark. We need some live music. Our audience demands this level of entertainment.
Yeah, we need a more of an after dark song though.
My
on
dog
the
was
ukulele.
Do some blues song. No, got problem with my cocks. No, keeps on going down. No. Can't get the show back up. No.
My stream got cut off.
Yeah. I had a problem with my cocks and it just stopped streaming.
This cock stream got.
There's Al Curtis.
Fax communications is an oxymoron.
So did the show crash today, or what happened today?
Yeah, Mark's cock stopped working.
The streaming.
We've been talking
So
about
how long into the show did it
Blue
stop?
pill wore off. It had been 3
That's
hours.
about 3 hours.
3 hours. Like 3 hour mark.
His
Wow.
Cox was up and running for a good 3 hours.
The Viagra cut off after
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah.
His sucking Cox bandwidth shrank.
Was he able to just rejoin it and everything was fine?
And then did you realize you were off the air and you just started it over
Oh, yeah.
again?
Yeah, that's what they did. So
Because
now
I was
there's 2
watching.
videos.
Yeah, I was watching part 1 of the show, and it was right in the middle of Jason talking about his Wallaby cable, and then it just ended.
Yeah.
You were doing like the
That was where-
CoCoFEST wrap up or whatever.
We said it was a mercy killing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up just having to stop the stream and restart it.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if there was a time limit or something that. came
No,
into
just
play.
an internet glitch.
yeah, well, like I said, it just did it again, but just not quite long enough to kick us off.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we don't have as many people on, too.
Honestly, that really shouldn't matter. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it would either.
I don't think with Zoom. Zoom doesn't tie up any one person's bandwidth.
Yeah, Zoom kind of stayed connected, or at least it pretended to. But if you're off too long on OBS, it breaks the stream. And I'm back up to 30 frames a second now.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll set my OBS up tomorrow and.
Yeah, I might need
it
to.
does on mine.
Can you do one more export of yours, Mark? I might just want to steal yours as a starting point because I haven't had a chance to pick up the ball on setting up my OBS yet. So if I got a starting point, it'd probably help.
Okay.
Too many people watching cat videos tonight is the problem.
Yeah.
So Steve, did you do anything to fix the chat? It's like all of a sudden it started working.
Yeah, I did. So it's weird. It's when you have that chat the program running on your PC, there's a little gearbox you can click on, and there's a thing in there that says how you can modify the embedding HTML code. So I was playing Minecraft earlier today, and when I do that, I don't like the chat to stay on the screen the whole time, so I have it fade after 30 seconds.
Oh, that's what it was doing.
Must have stayed that way for everybody. But of course, I didn't get home till almost 3 o'clock. But when I did get home, I logged into my PC and I turned that off. Okay. But I'll put some screenshots in the stream info to show you where that's at.
I think once I refreshed it, I basically restarted the chat. It came up and stayed up.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was just doing it every now and then to see if it would fix. So.
Yeah. I'll have to document that. Where to look. Where to change. I mean, I don't change that all the time, but I had changed it this morning because I was doing something.
Steve, looks like you got some sun.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can't tell if you're mad.
Yeah, I'm at DEF CON 2.
You're just about as red as your shirt.
Yeah, next thing, the smoke will come out of my ears. So yeah.
I know you just chugged a Mickey as Jack Daniels or something there.
Yeah.
The alcohol glow kicking in.
So we need to take that picture to add to the insert that into the your DEF CON sequence.
Who did that DEF CON? That was Ken Reichert who did that, I think.
No, I didn't think it was Ken. Was it Ken?
Yeah,
I thought it was the guy from Australia.
Or was it Brian Joyce?
No, it was,
I think it was Brian
no,
Joyce.
no, I'm pretty sure it was Ken Reichert.
It was Ken? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he emailed them to me.
Do we have that in the stream content?
No, I can stick them in there.
That's kind of a necessity.
The DEF CONs.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody else?
Day at the beach.
Yeah, it was good.
Who was it that said something about the CoreDUMP still having the flush at the end?
Oh yeah, I heard Nick talking about that. Yeah, because I added that back because I usually do it on a soundboard, but I figure for anybody else, if you don't have a soundboard, I just added the audio to the video clip.
I like the robot. Why do we get rid of him?
Because Nick, I heard that part too. Nick's like, yeah, I'm trying to make this a more serious segment.
Apparently, he's watching the wrong CoCo podcast.
Yeah.
Has he seen the show?
Yeah, right. Honestly, I mean, I'm just so used to anytime we have a Nick Marentes segment, it's got to be accompanied by a flush sound. So to me, those things just go hand in hand. kind of like Coxon going down. It's all the same, you know. So
Yes.
Yeah, the show did look
this-
good though when I saw it this afternoon. So.
Are you watching the same show?
You guys can't figure out why.
No, I was actually upset because as soon as you guys were ready to go live, my cell phone died on me. I'm like, shoot. So
is your cell phone powered by Cox Communications as well?
Yeah, it is.
Was our Facebook viewer count low today?
Yeah, it was
I
only
don't
2
know.
or 3 or something.
Usually it's pretty
it
low,
came
right?
on and had notified people that it wasn't until what 5
5.
Eastern.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So,
So did
somebody
people come
screwed
out
up.
at 5?
I don't know where that 5 o'clock came from, to be honest with you. I didn't create a Facebook event this morning because I didn't have time. Sometimes I'll create an event.
YouTube said 5. Yeah.
I know that must have glitched out because I was trying to set that for 2 p.m.
Yeah, and some people said, "What happened?" You know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. I mean, we've been for 3 weeks now. I've basically said the show is 2 p.m.
Yeah.
So I mean, nobody said anything contrary that it's not at 2 p.m. Although I can understand if you go to the website and it says it starts at 5, then you would have no reason to not suspect that's when it was going to start. But
well, at 5 we were still on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just finished doing introductions by then.
Yeah.
Does the clock on our thingy say what time it is or how long the show has been on?
It says what time it is.
That's just real time. That's why I put the Central Daylight Time tag at the end of it.
Yeah.
Why we have military time?
Yeah. It took 3 hours just for Nick Marotta to be able to load something off of cassette into his CoCo.
Don't you think we should have a real time clock?
3 hours.
I'm going to try and get a CoCo STC as soon as I can.
Yeah, you just won't get him at CoCoFEST.
No, somebody told me that they might be there.
Somebody might have some.
If there's one there, I'll pick up one for you.
Who's that?
That's Grant.
Oh, Grant.
I'll
Okay,
give
yeah.
Grant one. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll reach out to you, and then if you want, we'll.
We're all
I'll
going to
pick
be
one
on the
up.
lookout.
If there are, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It would be secondhand because.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
not gonna sell them there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that maybe he handed them off to somebody to sell.
Yeah,
too.
that's true too. Yeah, because Ed Snyder doesn't come to CoCoFEST, so whoever has them, it would be by
Where does
proxy.
he live at? Where does Ed live at?
I don't know.
Fairmont, Minnesota.
So he's not too far away.
No.
Minnesota.
You think Cloud9 would come up with an STC or something?
No, well, Darren Atkins, who designed it, basically did some type of exclusive deal with Zipster. So Zipster's lock,
Zipter's the
stock, and barrel.
manufacturer, or Darren's more the designer and the programmer of the FPGA inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's legendary game designer Rick Adams has joined us.
Really?
Hey, yeah. Hey, Rick.
Mr. Adams. He is from Minnesota too. Except he lives in
That's
Burnsville.
right. Rick, you missed all the sauce.
I missed all the what?
All the hot sauce.
Oh, by the way, just to let you guys know, Chicago got 3 to 8 inches of snow today.
Really?
Yeah, we're supposed to get into tonight here too.
We heard.
Hey,
Do I need
Rick.
to bring like a jacket or something?
Hope not.
Because I don't own winter clothes. I have a jacket.
I've got a closet full. I need to borrow some for the weekend.
Yeah.
It's beginning to look like a white CoCoFEST.
There's no events outside.
Stevie, do you wear pants?
Negative.
Is the heron outside?
No, it's in the. No, it's not. It's in the lobby.
That's what I thought.
If I hear fondle that freaking heron one more time.
Touch the heron or buff the bird.
Just have to stroke the heron just the right way.
Buffing the bird sounds like choking the chicken.
Yeah, I know. Spanking a monkey.
All this violence
Spanking
towards
the
animals.
All
I
of
think
a
I'd like
sudden
to-
you're a conservation.
All right, so just let everybody know it's going to be 60 degrees Friday, low of 41. High of 60 on Saturday, low of 45, and Sunday high of 65, low of 53.
It's
So
about how
yeah,
it
I
was
bring a
last
jacket.
year.
I will bring a jacket.
I won't bring a jacket. That's warm.
That's shorts weather for people from Saskatchewan.
Yeah, it
Looking
is for
like
me
a
too.
Canadian.
And by the way, chicken
You're talking
choker.
like plus 12, plus 13 on Saturday, and you're talking like plus 17 Celsius on Sunday.
We're getting a message from the CoCo Crew podcast saying that the CoCo STC deal is not exclusive. The requirement from Darren is to not make any changes to the design. So, but to my knowledge, nobody else has produced them other than Darren and the Zipster. I'm not sure of anybody else who has taken up the mantle to produce it. I think you'd still have to make an arrangement with Darren to do that, right?
My thought was to come up with an SDC that's maybe has a little bit different design, but does the same thing.
And a real-time clock.
Didn't Cloud9 come up with like a compact flash adapter or something?
They had a mini flash a year or so ago.
Long time ago, they came up with that.
Oh, a compact flash, like for a hard drive?
Yeah, like
the
like a CoCo SDC on compact flash.
So is there software that runs on the CoCo that lets you pick which disk file you mount as the, like, how does that work?
The CoCo SDC?
Yeah.
Yeah, it adds commands to BASIC where you can there's a dir minus command to look at what's on the SD card, so you can see that, and then you say drive 0, and you mount the disk that way.
Okay.
File Explorer.
Yeah, but the CoCo SDC Explorer is kind of the way to go. It adds a text GUI type menu for browsing and launching things.
Right. And you can put a file on the SD card that will automatically mount to that disk and launch it. So it'll automatically, when you boot up, go right into the File Explorer, which is really nice.
I'm such a noob. Okay.
Yeah, welcome.
6 banks of memory that you can put images into.
It's 8.
Yeah, even that many.
8. It's 2 to the third.
You can put alternate DOS,
6 on mine
DOS
used.
ROMs in there too. So.
Oh yeah, I think it comes pre-bundled with the CoCo or with the Dragon DOS. I think on one of them.
Yeah, I think I burned Ubuntu onto one of mine. So.
It took forever to load.
CoCoBuntu, that would be awesome. We talk about porting something to the CoCo. Let's port Ubuntu to the CoCo.
Yeah, it's called Fusix.
It is.
Fusix, that's true.
Ease of pepper.
They keep telling me that Fusix is not Unix, but that is the most Unix-looking thing I have ever seen.
It's that's kind of an oxymoron when like the lead guy for Fusix happens to be like one of the Linux kernel contributors. Yeah,
he's a kernel.
Right. He's one
you keep telling me kernel. You have to salute him when you see him.
Sir, yes, sir.
They keep telling me it's not Linux, and it's like it's not Linux. I don't know. If it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it's got feathers like a duck, I don't know.
I can't believe it's not Linux.
Then it's got to be.
It's not Linux.
Is it Fuzzix or Fusix?
So I don't know why they say that, and they really stress it too. It's like no. It's not.
Unix is because it's not Linux or Unix. Because Unix is copyrighted, so that's why.
Yeah.
Right.
Unix is was owned by, I don't know who it's owned by now.
I think they say it's not Linux, and it's like you can't say it's not Linux. Come on, I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, the way Brett has described it before is it's kind of like the early days of Linux, when like.
Well, they said Linux was like a UN*X like operating system. They always put an asterisk instead of the I. It's not Unix.
Right.
So Nick, here's the first thing you do.
You get the
RTFM
PDF.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what? RTFM? I'm a
read
tech
the
guy.
fine manual.
That's crazy talk.
I'm a tech guy. We don't read those.
Yeah.
Well, when you get stuck, you do.
Does it come with an FM?
No, you got to go to this website.
I believe out of the box
Yes,
it's
it
only
does.
AM.
Or is there a PDF somewhere I can download of the FM?
Yeah,
Yes.
his website has the PDF.
Yeah, the CoCo SDC website, which you probably link to it from the Zipster zone too. He probably has a link to it.
The fine manual.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, see how to use.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, do you sell bomb thread on cartridge as well as digitally?
Yes. Oh, wait. No, I don't.
The cartridge would come from Neil Blanchard and
Right.
Retro Tinker.
And it runs on CoCo 1 and 2, right?
Yes.
I believe there's also a French version that will run on the CoCoDIF.
Mine is a CoCoDUMP. I checked the label on the bottom. There's
CoCoDIF?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would accept no substitutes.
Yeah, that one is called Les Bomb Threat.
No substitutes. Yes, that's right.
Don't forget there's that buggy version too out there.
So how do you ship it, Rick? Then on the CD?
On a CD, yeah.
Yeah. I've got a link to
Do you
his
ship to
CD site.
Canada? Do you ship to Canada? Okay.
Yeah, it'll ship anywhere in the
so.
world. If you go to the Retro Swag Shop, I've got a link to Rick's CD download link.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you go to 8bit256.com, I've got a link to it.
Why does it sound vaguely familiar?
I don't know. Yeah.
You just go to imacoco.com for all your CoCo needs?
Something like that, yeah, sure.
It's a terrible site, though. Don't go there. There's a better site.
Better site?
I'm joking.
GregLeakey.com.
Hey, Nick, where are you from? Are you in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in Ottawa, Ontario.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you were in Australia.
That's Nick Marentes. That's Nick Marentes.
Yeah, I thought
Grant,
you both were neighbors. That's why I'm surprised.
Oh,
Grant, thank you
Yes,
for thank you for not leaving your mic on during your surgery.
Oh yeah. That would have been bad.
All that chainsaw noise.
Yeah, it might have been kind of funny hearing him all drugged out. I don't know.
There was my wife was watching this show last night, New Amsterdam, and in this episode they had lost power and everything, and they were performing like open heart surgery on this guy, but they didn't have constant anesthesia. So whatever they had knocked him out with, the guy literally woke up in the middle of his open heart surgery and starts freaking out. And so they had to like stick a needle in his IV and knock his ass out real quick again. I mean, that's the wrong time to wake up. Yeah.
Yeah, surgery went well. It was just a hernia surgery, so it was nothing major, but very painful, I will say.
Ugh.
Still getting better though. It's the pain.
Yeah, oh yeah, pain's definitely getting better, and I think I'll be fine to drive come Thursday. So
your belly buttons are itty now.
Yeah,
just make sure you avoid the gravel roads.
Yeah, that's true. Because I do feel the bumps.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so there was a couple comments here, which I'm assuming this is all from John Linville because it's from the CoCo Crew podcast. But he says Linux is not Unix, and he says that guy Alan had retired a while ago, saying Fusix is not Linux. He says, "Trust me, I've got a red hat that proves that I know what I'm talking about." So
It's Unix-like.
yeah, well, yeah, and I don't know the whole delineation, but
There's something else called POSIX, which is some sort of a family of operating systems.
POSIX, yeah, that's a Unix-like command prompt, right? Because I think even
more like application interface layer.
Oh, is it really? Because I know
it's a secure one too, isn't it? If I remember.
Windows NT had that, OS 9 had that, or OS 2 on the PCs had POSIX.
Yeah, OS 9000 might have had it too. I can't remember if it did.
But and again, John obviously knows more about this because this is what he does for a living, John Linville. But my understanding was Linux basically became the free version of Unix because all these different flavors of Unix were all commercial based. You had to buy them, right? So there was Xenix, there was Unix, there was the SCO Unix, yeah.
BSD.
So at the time Unix was a commercial product, you had to buy the operating system like anything else, like Windows or any other OS. So Linux became kind of an open source alternative based on a Unix-like kernel. That's my general understanding of the kind of origin of Linux.
OS 9X?
Well, OS 9 borrowed a lot of the commands, right? Because I was able to go from OS 9 to Unix in university pretty easily.
Who is killing their cat?
That's my cat.
Oh, okay.
I was petting her, but she was like protesting.
That's enough now.
OS 9 had one thing that I thought was a great idea that Unix doesn't have, is the current execution directory.
Mm-hmm.
And a current working directory.
So is OS 9 related to OS 2 by chance?
No.
No, it's closer to Unix than OS 2.
Okay.
Yeah. OS 2 is an outgrowth of kind of DOS.
That was Microsoft and IBM working together.
Hey, we just opened up a new presentation slot. John says we're gonna have an impromptu "What is Unix" seminar on Friday night in the lobby.
Before or after drinks? That's my question.
Why do you spell kernel with a K?
That's the way Commodore did it.
Yeah.
It's kernel of corn, right?
Yeah, right.
Colonel Sanders.
And the shell. CS is very punny.
Who is General Failure and why is he reading my hard drive?
General failure.
Failure.
You ever see How I Met Your Mother whenever they salute when they say general? You know, general anxiety, general, and they salute.
Rick, you going to CoCoFEST?
Yes, I am.
All right, great.
Yay.
Actually, we had a question for you, Rick, on the show today that I didn't know the answer to.
Oh, okay.
How far along are you in OmniStar? Is it ready for release soon? Or are you still tweaking the ending? Or
No, I'm still tweaking the ending. I had a really bad winter, so and it's starting to feel like spring now. So I'm a little more productive.
Bryza just showed up. Hey, Brian.
Yeah, this winter was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
Yeah, there were several hours where I got almost into the 50s this winter.
Is it okay if we run you over with a car when you're there?
For you, Stevie.
Did you grab a shawl?
I had to bring all my plastic plants inside. So yeah.
I got my sympathy right
The
here,
snow
pal.
kept melting.
I would pay $20 to see Stevie shovel a driveway of snow.
That's why he lives in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know how to shovel.
Doesn't even have a shovel, I bet.
No, we got shovels. We use them for yard work.
You know what dumb thing we have at Goodwill is ice scrapers for windshield.
Ice scrapers, yeah.
Yeah, there's like 3-4 of them down there, and I go, oh, what the hell? What are those?
In Arizona.
It's for people that moved to the area and said, I don't think I'm ever going to need this again. Well, let's donate it.
Well, what can we possibly use that for?
I got 2 ice scrapers in the back of my car. I need to get them out of there.
Yeah, mine's still in the back of my car too. So.
Yeah.
A brush scraper combination.
Yep.
I use mine to scrape the hail off the car.
Ouch.
We don't have defrosters up down here.
Here we have the hail scraping the paint off the car.
Yeah, you guys have this thing that's called antifreeze you put in your radiator. For us, it's just an engine coolant.
Yes.
Yeah.
The blue stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. My ex-wife, who was born and raised in Vegas, where of course it doesn't freeze very often, the 1 or 2 times in 10 years that they actually did get some frost, she had to use a credit card to scrape her windshield because that's all.
Yep.
We have stuff for our windshield. It's like Unix, so it's called. What's it called?
Linux.
Fuzix or Linux? OS 9. Rainix. It's like Linux, but it's called Rainix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rub it on your windshield. You don't
Apply
have
liberally.
wipers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here we have to switch our windshield washer fluid between summer and winter. You get the pink stuff to remove bugs in the summer, and then you have to get the blue stuff that lasts to -40 in the winter.
Yellow stuff too. You see the yellow stuff?
No, that's when the dog pees in your windshield.
That's the yellow snow.
Oh, there's yellow, which is in between or something.
You must have tall dogs in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
That's your
No, they
mechanic
just hop
playing
on the
a joke
car.
on you.
The car engine's warm, so they hop on there to warm up.
Dog with
I
UTI
learned something
is
new
red.
about Canada the other day. I did not know Canada has tornadoes.
Yeah, we do.
And now I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the Corner Gas theme song.
They say a tornado can strike anywhere on the surface of the earth.
No, but
We
they
don't get
actually
it
have a
often
pretty
to do
active
that
chase
to a
season
tornado
there in
rally.
Canada. Yeah, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, but in Canada, when a tornado strikes and it's done, it goes, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Excuse me, that's the truth.
The thing about Canada is because all of the major landforms run basically north-south. Basically, whatever you see in the U.S., you're going to see in Canada. So it's
Yeah,
like
it just goes. It's up there in July. Their tornado season is in July. While
Yeah.
ours is in May.
I think on a
and June.
Thursday this year.
That's Thanksgiving. No, that's their Thanksgiving.
So I noticed earlier in the show today too that Brian Schubring was I don't know if he realized it, but he was playing all those little sound
Didn't realize it until
drops
the last
while people were talking, and I kept saying, "Dude, somebody freaking mute that guy!" And I guess somebody finally did.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I muted him, and then he got unmuted.
yeah, but I kept listening. I'm like, "What the hell is he doing? This is not even comedic timing at this point. This is just random annoyance." So,
Yeah, he didn't realize he was doing that because the very last time he said, "Oh, you guys heard that? Sorry, I didn't realize you guys did." You know, he's honorary Canadian. They were saying he's sorry, but
sorry, I'm sorry.
So
Sorry.
yeah, well, after a bit, I did mute him.
that's just funny because everybody who has sound problems and weird glitches happening are all the supposed sound experts.
Yeah, professional sound guys.
yeah, we've got too many things going on.
Yeah, we'll get me set up this week too, and then we'll have a good backup. We'll have 3 or 4 people now.
Yeah. So how do you like him being in the driver's seat, MarcB?
It's interesting.
You're doing a good job, and I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Mark. Tell
that's
the
a great
truth.
job.
It's far from glamorous. Put it that way. It actually is almost like
sucks.
Yeah.
We just got to find a better you just got to find a better co-host.
It'd be easier if we actually had a script.
Well, there actually is.
We used to have a guideline of the different portions.
Yeah, I do have a document that's kind of an outline of the show.
I write my own.
Yeah. I'll put that in the main shared folder of stream content.
2 words. It's like 2 words. Intro, outro.
Yeah. Anything in between is whatever.
Yeah.
We used to have segments in a certain order, and I think we should get back to that because sometimes it gets a little bit too freeform.
Yeah.
We spent a half hour on introductions.
Yeah, but that was partly my fault.
We don't really know each other that well.
I did my CoCo stuff during that, right?
But yeah, I kind of wrote my own little script as to what order we kind of do things in based off of ones I've seen in the past.
Okay.
So
yeah, it might be a good idea, kind of make a new script, after we get back from CoCoFEST.
Yeah, I do have an outline. I'll stick it in there. I'll stick it in the mainstream.
Yeah, I think it's the same one I used. It works out pretty well.
Yeah.
Actually, something I'd like to do this CoCoFEST. What? A lot of those little promo things we do that were recorded, it was all very noisy in the background.
Yeah, we should go into quiet place.
Well, we could do them there. Just wait till we just do them, when there's practically nobody in the room.
Yeah.
And shoot a whole bunch of little.
Or somebody brings a mic too, so you can actually have the mic, a directional mic, like.
Yeah. Hey, Grant, can you bring that banner again, Grant? The CoCoTALK banner.
That's right.
The one that you misspelled.
Yeah, that one.
The best place on earth.
Yeah, the greatest live talk on earth.
Yeah, I can bring it.
Welcome to Planet Earth.
What about the dinosaur one?
Is this Middle Earth?
Yeah, middle. No, yeah.
So that's where you put people in front of, so they think the letters there just be hidden.
Yeah. Stand in front of the typo.
Who has the Dino Wars one?
That was Tim Lindner who brought that to Tandy Assembly 2, and I'm not sure where that ended up. I don't know if anybody who was in possession of that would be coming to CoCoFEST this year. That'd be nice, though. I'd like to see that. I'd like to pose in front of that.
Remind me Wednesday to make sure I load that in the car, Steve.
How about the ease of use banner? Will it be there?
Yep.
Yes, I'm bringing it.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good.
And then we're loaning it out to who are we loaning out to, Grant, for BCF?
I think Mark Overholzer is going to take it back with them.
Yep, I'll make sure it gets to California for BCF West.
Fly the flag. Thank you, Mark. Keeping the Tandy flame alive.
Yeah, we should have a good turnout with CoCo people. There should be Mikey and Tim Lindner and Tony
Capellini.
Yep.
Rob Igman going?
And I believe Rob's coming up from
Rob Inman.
Any micro color computers going to show up?
I hope not.
It's going to hold the windows open on the way down.
I want one.
You want an MC10, Nick Marotta?
Because all you guys who hate them have them anyway. So yeah, I would love to get one.
I'm not bragging. I have 2.
Nick Marotta wants to be cool, like
Nick,
all the other people.
You want to buy one, Nick?
I don't even have one.
I don't have one.
I'll bring one for you.
Be buying it.
How much? Let's negotiate. How much?
$5.
He'll trade your MC10 for your brand new CoCo Do.
I hear there's a box of them left behind at CoCoFEST every year.
Yeah.
Ron, if you give me $10, I'll take one off your hands.
If you give me,
I just been outbid.
That's hazard pay, right?
I was willing to pay $250, but
seriously, about how much would one of those run? Would it be like $20, $200?
They go for like
Canada,
50
I've seen them for
bucks or more on.
I've seen them on eBay going for as high as $100 sometimes too. So surprisingly,
Well, that Alice went for like $100.
Oh yeah, Alice's are very uncommon.
Alice is special though.
But yeah, I've seen MC10s go for 50.
Although what you could do is if you just take a regular MC10 and you just stop bathing it and let its armpit hair grow out, it would become the French version. So.
Oh my God.
Um,
That's just so wrong.
The French version has an assembler built in.
No, name. But yeah, so the Alice is less common. I got lucky. I've over the years I've gotten 2 MC10s that both times I got for about $40, and they were in the box with all the power cords and all the books and everything else too. So to me, that's about as much as I'd be willing to pay for an MC10. Is like maybe $40 or $50.
Yeah,
but
have to get that twice. That's
decent.
Yeah, and to have it in the box with
128 expansion too, Stevie?
I do. I've got one I've never cracked the seal on. I've got the 128 expansion and the 3D printed case for it. I'm still in the middle of packing and reorganizing, which I won't finish before CoCoFEST. But at some point in time, I want to have my Coco Pi up and running with the USB to serial dongles, so I can run things like MCX 128 and all that kind of stuff off of that. I've never experienced the MC server, which is like the MC10 drive wire. So
Pi drive wire supports it now too. So
that's what I mean on the Coco Pi.
Steve, how are you bringing back your Model 100 or the 1000?
I'm gonna stick it in my car.
Oh,
somewhere. I'm driving, so that's why I'm driving.
Last time you didn't.
Bring your drums too, right?
What was that?
You're bringing your drums.
I'm gonna see if I can get them to fit in my car. If I can get them to fit in my car, I will bring them. And if not, I'll bring just my bass drum to plug into Brian's existing set. But I will try to bring them just because that was one of the motivations to buy them, was to be able to have a real drum set to play at CoCoFEST, since the previous years we were playing on a little toy, so.
That Model 1000 has a monitor?
Yeah, it has a monitor. Yeah.
Is it going to fit inside the bass drum?
It might have to be the bass drum. You never know. So
might have to strap it on the roof with some cables or something.
I will be bringing Bomb Threat CDs to CoCoFEST.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes.
Thank you. You're too kind. Will you autograph one for me?
Oh, sure.
I have an autograph. I have a Bomb Threat cartridge. I have the original one with the kill screen, and
oh yes,
I'd like a Bomb Threat CD autographed by the author.
Yeah, we need to do one of those autographed CDs again, like we did last year too. Remember, everybody signed it, and I think you gave it away.
Yeah,
didn't
you should get an autograph card, signature card, something like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that was great.
And we're going to have a picture of everyone, right?
We need to. We need a group photo.
Yeah,
we missed that last year.
Yeah,
we're not going to stand in front of the bird or what?
I don't think we'll fit in there. Last time we had to do it outside.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We've had more attendance
underneath
now.
a sign. Far away of everybody under the sign, and then close up. If they put our name on the sign again.
Oh, you mean the sign, the Heron Point sign at the Holiday Inn sign where it says CoCoFEST 2019? Yeah,
I'm sure they'll do it.
Oh yeah,
they always do that. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll have a good time.
Speaking of signs, I saw what Rick Adams had posted, where he had those 3 Raspberry Pis running those screens in a place of business. That looked really good, Rick.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. I configured he wanted me to configure the Raspberry Pis to have static IPs with a hardwire, with an actual, not going to a Wi-Fi. And it's like, I know how to configure them for Wi-Fi, but I don't know how to do it for cable. So I just did some Googling, and I just made a wild guess. My best guess as to how to configure them, and they worked the first time.
Yeah, it's just a different Ethernet address, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
just a different
the
setting.
configuration on a Raspberry Pi is kind of weird.
Okay.
So you have to find all these little configuration files all over the file system and tweak them. So I told them when I fired it up, I said, okay, I give this about a 5% chance of working, and we'll probably have to keep tweaking this to get it to work. And it worked the first time. It's like, oh, geez, call the Vatican. It's a miracle.
Yeah. Right?
Can I share my screen for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm finding some
Keeping
interesting.
this handy flame alive.
I'm finding some interesting things on eBay.
I've been working on that song.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Was I there this year?
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
I
in the
think so.
front row, just
in
off to
front
the
row.
right, from center.
Oh yeah, that was my first year. There's Brother Jeremy. That was a big picture.
Speaking
You
of
need
the Vatican,
There's Lee Patterson. So in the front row, we've got John Strong. We've got Randy Weaver III, Randy Weaver, some guy with a beard. That's what's his face is. That's Barry Nelson and his daughter in front of him. So Barry Nelson's in the back row. His daughter's standing in front of him.
Yep.
Carl, was his name Carl, sitting next to Barry Nelson?
I see Curtis.
And then I see
Carl
this
Sepsic here.
John T. Robbs. I see John Linville.
George Betsy.
Yeah. John Mark Mobley, Brian Schubring, Ben Anding, Lee Patterson. That's Reitveld.
Mark Marlette.
Curtis Boyle, that guy Eric behind you with the ponytail. Richard Chrislip in front of Curtis.
Beside me is Eddie Kuntz.
And then it looks like Gary Becker is taking a movement there, and I'm right behind Gary Becker. Looks like he's backing into me. And then we have
spoon.
there's David Ladd's friend with the red hair. I forgot his name. Was his name Eric too? David, your friend? Or Bruce?
Nope.
Was that Bruce?
Yep.
Bruce. Okay. There is Evan Wright holding up a CoCo. There's Ron Klein. There's Alan Huffman next to Linda Pedraza. And
James Jones behind Linda.
James Jones?
Yeah. The ex-microwave guy. With the
Which
glasses.
one? Where?
Beside Brendan. Behind Linda.
Behind Linda. That's James Jones?
Yep.
I didn't know that. I didn't know James Jones back then.
With the beard, or?
Yeah, right beside Brendan.
Right beside Brendan Donahue. Okay.
Yeah, not the beard, the other one. The other side.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Brother Jeremy, and but who's the guy behind Brother Jeremy? He's a cool guy too. He's
yeah, he's a regular Glenside guy.
From Chicago.
Yeah,
Got his name. Saw him last year.
Yeah, we need to put that picture up there, and we need to put that into our rotation of the slideshows and stuff we do for the outro and everything. Yeah, that was a big turnout.
What month was that? The trees in bloom.
Yeah, it was back in April 2015, I think.
2015 or 2016?
I don't remember. It's got to be 2016. Yeah.
You've only been. This is going to be your third. Yeah, because TV, you've only gone to like what, 3 of these or 4 of these? This will be the fourth one.
I've done 25, 26. What is this? 28? We're coming to, or 29?
This will be your fourth, isn't it?
This year is 29.
I think it's 28.
28. I don't know. I've been coming since the 25th.
Yeah, this will be your fourth one this year.
Okay, 25th, 26th, and 27th. So this will be my fourth consecutive.
This will be 2016 then.
Who's the kid holding CoCo?
The kid holding the CoCo, that might be one of Evan's students, or I don't know if that's Evan's kid. I don't know if Evan Wright has kids or not. But he also works with kids in school. But no, I think his students are older, like almost high school age. So that might be his kid or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a presentation to his class. That's going to be
neat.
A lot of fun.
Did they have
John Linville's in the back row there. There's John Linville. I'm trying to find Neil Blanchard.
Did they have a T-shirt back then?
What's his name? Jim O'Keefe always has an unofficial T-shirt that he makes, and I believe that year it was like a silver CoCo with a TV on top of it. So Jim O'Keefe has been making shirts.
Yeah, actually, I'm wearing that shirt right now. So Alan Huffman's wearing that shirt actually.
Yeah, Alan Huffman's wearing the shirt. So to the far right, like 4 to the left from Brother Jeremy, Alan Huffman's wearing like the hat. He's wearing the shirt.
Next year we should come up with a dynamic one because it's the 40th.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're still looking for Neil Blanchard, he's right behind John Mark Mobley.
There he is. Yeah, I see him between, kind of between. Yeah, there's Mark Marlette just to the left of Mark Marlette. Yeah, I see him. It's almost like Where's Waldo? You got to find some of these people, and I see. In the back there, you see William Astle. You see half of his head behind somebody, so he's like in a third row.
David Ladd's behind you and a little bit to the side.
And everybody there almost looks the same.
Oh yeah, there's David Ladd. Yeah, we could probably Photoshop in a few people that weren't there and just make them act like they were there.
Just put them in a back row here under.
So have somebody coming in on like a hang glider or something else. Somebody else parasailing in there.
Yeah, next to the redhead
story
guy
about
poking out of the tree there.
Yeah, that I didn't really know Barry Nelson at all. This was my first CoCoFEST, and I just remember that was Brett Gordon was giving his presentation about global thermonuclear war, and then Barry just kept interrupting him over and over again, and I was like, wow, what the hell's going on there? He kept saying, well, why did you do this? And I would have done this, and this and that, and the other, and and it was like so many like conversations were taking place there. And that's before I kind of really knew Barry, but of course we've all come to know and love Barry at this point.
So what's the deal with Brother Jeremy? Why doesn't he show?
He is not showing up until the Trumpster is gone. He's very offended by Trump. So
what's that have to do with our color computer?
Yeah, he refuses to set foot on a country that has Trump as a leader.
Yeah, because he's in England or something now, isn't he? Or...
Well, listen, a lot of people threatened to leave. At least he stood behind it. So
yeah,
a lot of people threatened to go to Canada.
Right.
Some of them we would be happy if they did.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I think this was I think John Strong had put his camera on a timer to take this picture too. I'm not sure.
That rings a bell because there's two people that took pictures. I think this one was one of John.
Yeah. Good pick. Yeah. A lot of faces.
Because everybody's kind of looking a different direction.
Looking at the other camera.
So how many people showed up at this particular CoCoFEST?
I don't know what the head count was, but there was probably
80, I think it was less than the last.
There was probably somewhere around 80 people, and they were saying that was the best attendance they had in a past couple of years. So this was like a record CoCoFEST. My first CoCoFEST was like a record number, and it was somewhere around 80 people. And then it's continued to grow since then. So,
yeah, it was a record for about 10 years, I think, from what I heard. Because I know, like back in the 90s, I mean, there were usually a couple hundred, but
yeah,
there were quite a few down to like 45 or something at one point, and this was, it was starting to go back up.
At the 84 one Rainbow Fest I went to, there was hundreds of people. I mean, you couldn't find anybody that you knew or.
Yeah, the 86 Rainbow Fest I went to, I think the final count was over 10,000.
Yeah, geez.
The guy behind Brother
walking room only. You had to like wait in a pack of people to be able to get to a booth because you couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy behind Brother Jeremy, is his name Wally?
Yes.
It's Wally. Okay.
Wally Grossman, or what's his last name?
I'm not sure. Wally, but I was trying to remember his name. He's been there every year. I remember that first year he was bidding on stuff in the auction, and he was like bidding against himself. So like there was nobody else bidding, but he just kept raising the bids on his own bids. And stuff.
just to raise money. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Because he'd bid to get the bidding going, expecting people to outbid him just to get.
Yeah, and he just ended up bidding on himself.
Yeah, and when nobody else would bid, he would just bid himself higher just so he'd contribute more to the.
Yeah, that was cool. He bought a lot of stuff and just kept bidding, jacking prices up on him there. Wally, who is? Yeah, there's certain faces I recognize, but I don't remember the names. So I see Tim Franklin there. The guy to the right of Tim Franklin, he's the guy who does the artwork and he does like all the badges and stuff, right? He creates like some type of badges for it. And there's John Mark Miley, Brian Schubing, Ben Anding, Lee Patterson, Reitveld. The guy next to Mark Marlette, I see his face. I don't know his name.
To left or right?
The guy just to the right of Mark Marlette. Looks like kind of a younger guy, dark hair.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Right above Reitveld. I don't know who he is. There's a few people blocked off by view too. Let's see.
Is there another one like this for another one?
You know, I don't know if there was another group photo like this for a couple of years to follow. I'm not sure.
This is the last one I know of that we actually got everybody outside at the same time.
So, what's everybody's prediction for attendance for this year? I think it's going to be better, the same.
My number is 150. I'm hoping for and I'm predicting, and I'm willing to power the number 150 because we were basically at 120 last year. So I think we can do better this year.
Although the pre-registrations are about the same, I think they're around 65 both years.
Yeah,
they're 75 right now.
Is it 75? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we looked at it earlier.
Okay.
Are you counting cutouts that somebody's going to make?
The cardboard cutouts? Yeah. Only if they pre-register.
Proxy attendees, like
who's
Nick Marotta.
So when I was installing those displays, my friend's business, well, he does those standees. And I was really tempted to ask him how much one of those cost, but I kind of forgot. So I guess
not too late.
Remain a mystery. Yeah, well, yeah. I'll be there tweaking it, probably next week. Well, actually, next week I'm going to CoCoFEST, so no, I won't.
It's just going to be easier if we get like a holographic projector.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a hologram of Nick Marotta show up
against
at the show.
Bed sheet.
The day when
my only hope.
Yes.
Help me,
Recommend-
CoCoStevieStrow. You're my only hope.
Some comments in the chat here from that picture too. The guy that was squatting, that's actually Brian Goers. Actually,
Brian Goers.
Gary
Okay.
Becker's further to the right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. I mean, I'm actually impressed I got as many names as I did because I'm really bad with names. But I think
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I recognize faces, but I names them.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Yeah.
3 years in a row, you start a few things start to sink in.
I know you still don't have my name correct.
What is it? Who are you?
Greg?
You keep
Why are
on
you
calling me
Greg?
Greg.
Everybody knows Greg.
Everybody knows Greg. Most people don't like him, but everybody knows him.
Where are you, Stevie?
His name isn't asshole.
Oh, thanks.
No, that's just his attitude.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm bad with names too. I just remember how people act.
There you go.
I'm the nicest guy on this panel. Thank you very much.
When do you start proving it?
I don't know about that.
I just have a very
I
large
just tell
ego.
him, I'm sorry I'm an idiot, but I don't know what your name is. I just totally own up to it.
I do. I say I'm bad with names, but that's an engineer trait. So.
Well, there's a trick to it. It's like you ask someone what their name is. It's, no, your last name.
Yeah. I knew that part. What was your last name? Do me a favor. How do you spell your first name again? Oh, well, it's B.
Bob. B-O-B.
Oh,
Oh, you
spelled it the French way. B-O-U-B. Okay.
Yeah. It's John. I wasn't sure though.
I wonder if you can get nameplates that say CoCoDO.
CoCoDO.
CoCoDouche.
Someone's selling a handy employee badge on eBay.
Yeah, that was a cool picture. Kurt.
I can see Ron Delvaux wearing a Tandy employee badge.
How do you say CoCo3 in French?
CoCoTALK. T-R-O-I-S. Trois.
Yeah.
CoCoTALK.
Not twat.
Trois. CoCoTALK.
Isn't that the same flow?
Of course you'd go there.
Wow. I would like an omelette de fromage.
The Coco 4, which we're not supposed to talk about, would be called the Coco Cat.
Like I went to France once.
Coco Cat.
In France, they have a different word for everything.
Sank would be the Coco 5, right?
Coco Sank.
Coco Dees.
I just think Coco Cat would be a funny name. Coco Cat.
MC Dees.
MC Dees. I'm all out of beer. I'm jealous that Rick Adams has a beer.
Envy. Envy.
Yeah, this is an IPA. It's really hoppy, and I really don't like hoppy beers.
So,
Oh, I hate hoppy beers.
More of a
We
malt
can't get
guy.
Stevie drunk at CoCoFEST.
Thank God there's alcohol in it to help smooth it out a little bit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that helps a bit.
It really sucks.
I don't like bitter taste, and hops are just.
Right. Yeah, it's bitter. It's good, but it's bitter.
Brian Weasler has joined us.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Brian.
How you guys all doing tonight? Sound like you're chatting it up pretty good.
Yeah, we're here.
I think the alcohol's flowing.
We're keeping the dumpster fire alive.
Things started slow, but it's been gradually picking up.
Yeah, I saw that group picture when I first hopped on there. Is there during the CoCoFEST, is there a time that generally everybody's together to try to get a picture? I think that'd be really neat.
There was in 2016.
Yeah, it was kind of like I think that might have been on the last day too. I don't remember, but I think it was like late in the day on Sunday, and it was kind of
Yeah, some people had left already. That wasn't
It's
everybody.
kind of like,
Yeah,
just,
you kinda
let's all
wanted-
get together and take a picture type of thing. So it was
We
Why
should
don't
do
we
that this
post
year,
that?
actually, when we're doing the walk around then, because everybody will be there for the walk around on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Just take a picture either at the beginning or the end of that.
I got to bail early on Sunday, so yeah, Saturday would be better.
Yeah, or do it right before the dinner.
So whoever's listening to this, make sure that you are there Saturday for a group photo.
Yeah, we'll just leave it up to our president, John Linville. It's his responsibility.
That's something they need to put on the agenda.
Yeah, so people know.
Photo time.
know,
I don't think they've done that anytime. that I've
you know
been
what? I just realized something. Curtis, wasn't that you that said that if John Linville was elected, you would move to Canada?
I was way ahead of the game on that one.
It was a preemptive strike.
Preemptive strike. Yeah.
Curtis, was that your picture of the group? Whose picture was that? Oh, could you post it on like the CoCo group or somewhere? Or?
Yeah, I could.
The group photo?
Or maybe in the
I think it's actually been up there once before. Somebody else might. Maybe it was John Strong, like after it first happened, put it up.
Yeah, but it's
disappeared in the meantime.
getting close to CoCoFest time again. It wouldn't hurt for a new posting of that.
That's pretty cool to look at.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of neat.
Plus, maybe
because that was my first. I didn't know any of those people's names other than a few people I knew. Like I knew the CoCo crew guys. I knew Mark Marlette by name, but not by person. You know, Curtis. So there's literally a handful of people I kind of sort of knew because we were just starting to do the videos and the interviews and things like that. So we weren't quite as close and connected then, but it got better each year following that. You know, with
when you post that picture, maybe you can say that we're going to do this again.
Yeah, we need to
be together Saturday and blah, blah. That would be cool.
Yeah. I think the only person I really kind of knew or felt like I knew was Curtis. Like I met David Ladd for the first time, but we didn't know each other before that. I knew who the CoCo crew guys were because I listened to the show, but I had never met them yet. So yeah, everybody there I pretty much met for the first time, but there was a few people who I felt like I kind of knew them, but everybody else was a complete stranger.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody. I think it'd be a good time.
Yeah, a good time to sit and get to know people is like in between things when, like, I don't know, even Friday before the show setup time, you know, some people are in the lobby area and hang out.
Yeah, there's not very many speakers this year, is there?
Nope.
Why would
there's
you
only
like to say something?
Only like 2 speakers, I think, 2 or 3. So we should have plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of okay with that, really. I mean, it's nice to have a couple of keynotes and presentations, but I'm kind of okay with it being more of a festival and less of a presentation.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got the event list pulled up.
I think there's only 3. There's the keynote, and then Simon and Boise.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
I did the keynote one year, and then the next year I did like a presentation, and then they figured out that it was the same presentation both times, and so the 3rd year they said, "Oh, we'll pass."
Rick Adams, one trick pony.
Yep, fair enough.
Hey, Stevie, is there any equipment or anything that you're looking for or need for your booth at all that you're still trying to get together, or do you have everything you need?
No, I mean, I probably should reach out to Evan Wright to make sure he's going to bring my Tandy 1000. I'm sure he will, but I should reach out to him. Now, I'm going to bring a CoCo to run Cosmic Aliens. I'm going to have the Tandy 1000 to run Cosmic Aliens. I'm going to bring another PC that's got a 5¼ floppy because I'm going to need to format floppies on the Tandy 1000 and then copy the game over from another PC to get it into the Tandy 1000 so we can play it because I got no way to get the software. It's not like I can plug in a USB drive or anything on the Tandy 1000. So I'm going to have to need an intermediary machine, a tweener, to get the file onto a floppy to get it into the Tandy. And then it'll be up and ready to play.
Well, since I'm driving, I would just if there's any equipment or anything like that I could bring along, I'd certainly throw it in my vehicle.
Yeah, no, I'm bringing. Like I said, I'm bringing a CoCo in a stand and a TV, and then I'm bringing another CoCo to bring to Brendan Donahue to have him put a CoCo VGA in it for me. So
I got
all that you go.
Yeah, no, you go. You know what I will try to do, Ron, this week before I leave. I still have that sticker you sent me for the back of my car that says my other computer's a color computer. I do want to get that put on my back windshield before I go.
I'm bringing some.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
a bunch of them.
Yeah, if I'd like to pick up one of those, Ron, that'd be neat.
Oh, I'm thinking, yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I've been messaging Brennan too, and I'm gonna have him. I'm more than capable of doing the VGA thing though, but he's willing to do them. So
Yeah,
Why
yeah. I
not- why not
messaged
have
him
them?
today. I messaged him today, asking him if he would have time or if I could just leave it with him. He said he'd have time to do it at the fest. So
Yeah, I'm even looking at bringing my dragon and maybe have them go ahead and just do that one while it's there too.
Oh, wow.
I've been messing with it, and I picked up one of those composite cords,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just not getting good quality on the monitor. And I posted something out there on their site, and I had a few suggestions, but I'm just not happy with it as far as getting a good clean display, at least on today's modern monitors. So
And the advantage is you'll actually be able to get artifacting colors on your dragon then too.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm
and so I'm
assuming you
kinda-
have the PAL one. You probably have the NTSC one. I'm
yeah, yeah. With the Tano Dragon, you can get him
Yep.
anyways.
Yep. Yeah, I got the 10. Yep. So he has an option for that. So I'm gonna maybe look at doing that, or I might just pick it up and do it myself when I get back. But if he has time, so
Yeah, I was gonna have Curtis solder it for me, but he was predisposed. So.
I only have so much hair, Stevie. You'd warned me ahead of time. I could let the mullet grow out. I had enough hair to do the soldering properly, but I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe next year we should dress like the 1980s.
Certainly.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to get my
Bell-bottom.
Judas Priest shirt back because that's the very first concert I ever went to in my life was actually in Chicago, the first CoCo or Rainbow Fest.
I'll start working on my mullet now, so it'll be ready by next year.
There you go.
I still dress the same way.
You mean people dress different now?
Yeah. T-shirt and jeans.
Jeans and t-shirt. Classic.
Yeah, we could call that dressing an artifact.
I could put my shorts on
Dear God, it's going downhill.
If I did that, it would clear the place
and
out.
that implies it was uphill.
Yeah.
Luckily,
right?
we were close to the bottom to begin with, so we don't have very fun.
It was a,
Nice
it was a
striped
gentle
pants
descent.
or check pants with a white belt, right?
Corduroys.
Leisure
Ladd.
suit. Now we're going into the 70s. We're going to have like a polyester leisure
Bell
suit.
bottoms and the whole bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dropping out, guys.
All right, Rick. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, Rick.
You betcha.
Looking forward to seeing you next week.
You're too
See you in
kind.
Chicago.
Thank you.
Corduroys were still popular, and
Yeah.
Polyester shirts and stuff were still popular when I graduated from high school.
Corduroys, you could light a match with them, right?
Oh, don't get
Start a
caught.
fire, right? Depending on what kind of thighs you had, if they rub together or not, right? So
Yeah.
you'd hear them going down the hallway in school. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
They'd wear
And they
down.
did that.
Yeah, they wear a hole in the middle there.
That's what she said.
Right before she filed the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
Freaking cocks.
yeah,
So
Rick.
the-
Rick stepped away just too soon. I was going to tell him I want to have him. I got one of these in us.
Yeah, bring it. He'll sign it.
He'll sign it.
Yep.
I got mine
You don't have to
signed.
ask him. You don't
Yeah.
even have to ask him.
He's gonna say, "Thank you. You're too kind." And thank you.
Yeah, because I got one that's in really good shape, and then I happen to have another one here, but it took a bit of a beating on the side here. So this might be the open box one. But,
Okay.
That's when you can pull the actual cartridge out and play it then.
Yep.
Get him to sign that cartridge too.
There
Yep.
you go. Yep. Do that.
So 5x Bomb Threat from Retro Swag, does it come from you, Stevie, or does it come
No, it's a place that produces it. So it's a clearinghouse that will make it and ship it straight to you.
from...
Yeah, they're on demand.
Everything is produced on the demand.
Okay.
Yeah, and they ship internationally because I shipped a bunch of stuff to Ben Drake's in the UK. Which, by the way, I haven't heard from him if he's got it yet, but I would imagine that he has.
Hey, you know what? We could have a tattoo artist over at the show.
That'd be cool. CoCo
Tattooing
tattoos.
Cocos on their arm.
Yeah. You know what you do? You can get if you're
Brotherhood
really
of the
up for it,
CoCo.
if you're really up for it, you can get an MC10 tattooed on your Johnson and say, "Listen, baby, if you talk dirty to me, this thing will turn into a CoCo 3."
Oh my God.
This is definitely an after episode.
Isn't it
There's a 6309, baby. I got two megs on this sucker. It's ready to go into your Mega
That
Mini.
is the weirdest
Oh my God.
ever
Right
heard.
down the toilet.
3.5 to 5.
69, 6309 is even better.
I got no arm.
Why are there any girls around us?
You wonder why?
Why is it such a sausage
How did
fest all the
any
time?
of you get married?
Yeah. This is so sophomoric too. I'm ashamed of you guys.
It is. Sophomore production.
Says
a
the
desperate
number
marriage.
one person commenting like that.
You guys ought to really, come on.
This
Come
is why
on.
Nick Marentes is trying to make it more professional.
Yeah, this is why we can't have nice things.
Or even talk to them. But
Yeah.
This is a Me Too moment.
I think I need to go rethink my life here.
You're in the wrong crowd for that one.
You zagged when you should have zigged.
Did he say his wife or his life?
Life.
Hey, wasn't that a line of one of the early Star Wars movies?
What?
Rethink my life?
Yeah. Go rethink your life.
That would be
That
like
was-
a Han Solo or something.
No, that was episode. It was either episode 1 or 2,
Yeah, it's in
and
the bar.
Obi-Wan was talking to someone, and they had a
Oh, he was
death
trying to
stick,
sell
and
him
they-
the death sticks in the bar or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Obi-Wan that did his little mind trick. And
now, David, if you're a real geek, you would have given us the exact timestamp in the movie too.
Yeah. It was those movies were so bad, they're so forgettable.
Yeah. Why was he called Hand Solo?
Because
Uh,
you can
who-
pretty much
who-
solo with
After
one
Dark,
hand.
explain that to you, Ron.
Who has seen the new Avengers movie Endgame? Has anybody else seen it? Besides, I know
I'll
Jim.
be seeing it on Monday.
I know Jim Brain saw it. I saw it.
There's
I don't know
another
how much
movie.
how much Tim Brain remember it, but
I haven't seen the first part.
Is it worth a see, Stevie?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this is definitely the one to watch.
And does it end it well, or is it going to leave you hanging?
No, no, it ends it well.
Dies.
Was 3 hours long enough?
3 hours. It felt a lot longer, honestly. It really did.
Did they have an intermission?
There was no intermission.
Oh
Did your
boy.
bladder survive?
Do not guzzle the large pop.
Yeah, Rob Inman says he's got to go. All right, Rob.
Take care, Rob. See you
Rob.
in Chicago, buddy.
See you, Rob.
See you,
Yeah.
Rob. Yeah, I had a friend guzzle down a large pop during one of the Hobbit movies.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm not going to give away any
I've-
spoilers, but
I
it was
haven't
definitely
seen
worth
it.
seeing.
But I've heard the entire plot, and it sounds interesting.
Nothing like a $14 large popcorn.
Yeah, I bought the one that came in a collector's tin. So my popcorn was like in a metal bucket that had one of
It
the
was 30 instead.
one of the guys on it. So yeah, that was a $20 bucket of popcorn with soda combo. So
I go to the financing window.
I'd like to take out a loan to see this movie.
Yeah.
Just to use the pay toilets.
Yeah.
Is there a layaway plan for this movie ticket?
10% APR.
Yeah.
Yeah, our theaters here in Sioux City, we finally got the new reclining theater.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, that's what I was in, and even though in 3 hours in that reclining seat, it was still uncomfortable for me. So
Is it one of one of those theaters that has food? Because one of the ones around here, well, this end of the state has you can eat the food and
Order the booze.
yeah, there are some like in Boca Raton, there's AMC theater that has like an upstairs balcony where they will actually bring you like real table food and alcohol beverages and all kinds of stuff. So it's like being at a restaurant while you're sitting in the love seat. Yeah.
They don't have
And they have the
electrical
big
outlet.
seats. And
We
Sounds
got a
like-
Warren Theater that's got that.
I need
Sounds like you need
electrical
a.
outlet for my CPAP machine. If I'm gonna sleep there in the recliner.
I think you need a recliner that has like a massage thing on it. You know.
Yeah.
Swings in. That'd work good.
I
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
got
the
meeting
looks
dollar
like a
bills.
3D.
You know, I can't imagine that movie marathon, even in those comfortable recliners.
No, I don't know how Jim did it for 3 days. There's no way I could sit in that seat for 3 days.
It's like
He's a hardcore fan.
not
Yeah.
sleeping. What are you eating? But theater food. It's like.
Well, he showed a bunch of pictures on Facebook. I mean, there were times where they brought in some McDonald's and they had this and they had that. So I'm sure they had other food besides just popcorn and candy.
They did. It was basically your ticket covered a little bit of catering and stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be too bad, but going without sleep.
Well, I think certain people slept. That's through certain movies.
Hulk, but
yeah, I would sleep during the Hulk. I would probably sleep during Thor 2 and Iron Man 2 and 3.
Until it was Hulk smash.
Yeah. But apparently there's a few things that I've missed that I'm going to have to go back and rewatch. And again, I don't want to give any spoilers, but now that I've seen the finale, there are certain episodes I want to go back and watch again.
So, the next movie is going to be called the finale.
Yeah, right.
There's different
This
phases.
is really it.
I'm
There's
just
different
glad.
phases.
It sounds like they didn't make it all about Captain Marvel. I'm glad to that.
It'll be the second final movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Captain Marvel?
No, just whatever next one they do. It's going to be the second final movie.
It's going to be a prequel.
The second end game.
I was hoping that they'd bring in one of the rumors before they had come out with Captain Marvel was that they were going to have Nova. I don't know if you've ever.
Yeah, Nova could have come from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like that's the whole Nova Corps.
Well, see, yeah, I had every issue of the original 1976 series of Nova.
Yeah,
and I was a fan, so I was psyched up about that. And then they made it about Captain Marvel. Okay, Captain Marvel. Oh wait, it's the new Captain Marvel. No, thank you.
Well, they had Miss Marvel for a while too. So.
Well, the other thing too is like even with Ant-Man, the way they kind of did Ant-Man, it wasn't Hank Pym wasn't the when in the original Ant-Man, you got to see the adventures of Hank Pym, who was played by Michael Douglas. So this one here picks up a next generation Ant-Man. So we kind of skipped over the whole first generation Ant-Man.
Did the Ant-Man have a thorax?
And he had an abdomen.
Ant-Man was a genius. He was on the level of what's his name from the Fantastic Four and stuff. He
like Reed Richards level.
Reed Richards,
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. I forgot who we were talking to about this, but it's like I know they're going to eventually bring the Fantastic Four into the cinematic universe, and that's going to be nice. But the problem is that series has been done a couple of times now, and Doctor Doom has been in it every single time. It would be nice to have a Fantastic Four without Doctor Doom. But we're trying to go over the list of villains that the Fantastic Four had to face. There aren't that many big villains other than like Doctor Doom and Galactus, which have both been done. And then other than that, it's all the same villains that the X-Men have fought and everybody else has already fought. So it's like, who are you going to do?
They're going to fight Trump now.
They're going to go up against the evil Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they lose, they have to move to Canada.
Canada's going to put a wall up.
Yeah.
They can join Wolverine up here since that's where he's supposedly
came.
Or Alpha Flight, wasn't that the Canadian superhero team?
I haven't even seen that last Wolverine movie.
Where's Nelvana of the North?
Yeah.
The last one where he's quite a bit aged and.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's pretty good. I like that one.
What's that one called? Just the Wolverine?
No.
It's I think that one's shoot, I don't even know. Logan. That one's called Logan.
Yeah, Logan.
Yeah.
Logan. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the first two movies. I liked them, but
yeah, the problem with all of those is that there's so much lack of continuity that everything kind of contradicts itself in a future movie. They really have not been able to keep any cohesion to any of that
just like
stuff.
Comics.
Yeah.
They keep having these rebirth universe things. Both DC and Marvel do that all the time.
Yeah, but even this is supposed to be a continuation, but there's still so much lack of continuity.
You had the X-Men from the 60s were way different from
the Chris Claremont ones, yeah.
And then you had the series in the 80s, and I mean, and it was every time it was very different. And then what did they have? They had that cartoon that was what was it? Not the Ultimate X-Men. It was the.
No, shoot, I don't even know.
It was they were teenagers.
Oh, Young Mutants.
No, it was something else. It was like on a different network, so
okay.
that didn't last. It was like on the WB or something.
Yeah.
X-Men Evolution.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the networks that brought you Smallville.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. So while some people might be concerned about some of the titans of the Marvel universe, you know, how much longer they may or may not be around. There's potential for a lot of new blood to come in with things like Spider-Man and
just as long as they don't do Secret Wars, because that comic series sucked.
Yeah,
well, Secret Wars is.
I read the original whatever war.
Civil War? Yeah, the original Civil War was different than this one because it was about revealing the identities of the.
Yeah, and they had that kind of a tie-in in the movies, but it was like nothing even resembling it.
Well, because they tied it into Ultron, and in Ultron, what was the city that they destroyed in Ultron? They destroyed some city.
The one he put up into the air.
Yeah, so whatever name of that, they kept calling it the Jakova Convention or something like that. Whatever the hell the name of that town was that they destroyed. So they kind of tied it into Ultron, where basically because these superheroes ended up destroying an entire city, this whole thing was founded based on that, where we want the superheroes to register who they are and what their powers are.
That started because, well, the comic they blew up a school, killed kids. And then in the movie, it started with blowing up that building. And that's where the Black Panther came in. Because was it a sister or something got...
Well, his father got killed, but that was in something else. I think that was in Civil War or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Too many movies to keep up. There's 23 movies now in this frickin' franchise.
I love the first Iron Man. The scene where he first flies, the music and everything, that still gives me chills.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah, right?
Let's see.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, it's definitely history has been made. Like, there is no other thing in modern cinema that has been like this, where you have this much interwoven things going on, and in a relatively short period of time too. When you think about it, it's only been 10 years, and they've made 23 movies in about a span of 10 or 11 years, which is more than Star Wars, Indiana Jones, any of these things.
That's 2.3 movies per year.
Yeah.
Which came first, the first Spider-Man or the first Hulk?
Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure Spider-Man did.
It's because the writers can't think of anything else to write.
Yeah.
Well, they rebooted Spider-Man.
Yeah, let's redo Spider-Man again, man.
Yeah. I like where they have him now, though. I think they got a good actor for the role, and I think the character really fits. He's age appropriate, and he kind of fits in. They did a good job of integrating him.
Somebody made the comment on his first the Avengers
Civil War.
You had this look like you were totally lost and didn't know what you were doing, as an Avenger or whatever. And he said, and the actor said, "Well, that's because I didn't know what I was doing."
Right, and that was this character didn't either. He was kind of brought into the whole thing,
Yeah, it was kind of a good fit there.
Yep.
Welcome to Comic Talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the DC Arrowverse looks like they're trying to steer towards the Crisis on Infinite Earths here because they keep hinting at it in the Flash and stuff too. So.
DC, what the Batman Superman thing? They just God, how could they have gone so wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean their TV series are actually not doing too bad right now.
TV series are good.
Movies are, yeah.
Which TV?
Aquaman was good.
Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and DC's Legends of Tomorrow. They all cross.
And they all cross over, yeah.
Arrow after season 2, and I stopped watching Supergirl in season 2.
Yeah, I don't watch any of that stuff. I don't have time for it.
And they have some other properties too, like Gotham, that aren't related into that particular Arrowverse.
Yeah, I was watching Gotham for the first couple of seasons. I kind of enjoyed it because to me it felt more like a crime, like watching Goodfellas or something than it was. It wasn't really as much of a super. It was more of a super villain than a superhero show. And
it was in the past, right? It was like
yeah.
Well, the Penguin is a real guy instead of this guy with the screwed up nose going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burgess Meredith, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the
mention Adam West.
General was weird.
Adam West,
Adam West, one and only Batman.
Yeah, come on.
Robin, you have
some days just can't get rid of a bomb.
Hey, yeah, there you go. All the cameos in the climbing the building.
Yeah,
that was.
There's a video on YouTube of that. Great.
Just turn the camera sideways.
Signal on. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Turn the camera sideways. You ruined it for Ron.
What?
Go look it up, Ron.
What?
Ron, have you heard about Santa Claus?
What?
And the Easter Bunny.
What?
So on the subject of Batman, if you had to pick your favorite movie Batman, what are we talking about here? Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Was good.
Even better than the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy.
I prefer the Dark Knight myself, but that depends what Batman comic you're used to.
I kind of like the Dark
Batman
Knight.
was kind of campy to begin with, but the Neil Adams Batman
if
in the early
you
70s
liked the darker series of comics, he was, that
the Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah, I'm not that I'm thrilled with Christian Bale's acting job, but I liked that Batman movie better.
I thought the first Michael Keaton one was pretty damn good, although it was a little cheesy and over the top with the whole Prince music and all that kind of stuff. But I thought Michael Keaton did a good job.
I think part of the reason I don't like that one so much is because they played that stupid Prince
Bat dance
so much.
The Bat dance.
Yeah. Yes, the Bat dance. Oh,
I like the second one, even though it gets generally unfavorable. I like Danny DeVito and.
Yeah, Danny DeVito was good, and Catwoman was good. Yeah, she was good.
How come you don't refer to Prince as the person whose name is
symbol
The
unpronounceable?
artist. The artist.
Artist
whose
known as Prince.
Yeah, he went back to Prince.
Oh, did he?
He had to wait
did.
for his contract to run
Like,
up.
how the hell do you pronounce that thing anyway?
It's some sort of androgynous symbol.
Well, he did that on purpose because he was trying to get around a record contract he had signed.
Yeah.
What a shame.
So, of the more independent superhero movies and stuff, what do you guys think of stuff like Watchmen or Hellboy or?
Has anybody seen the new Hellboy? Because I have not. I'd actually like to see it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I like The Watchmen. I thought it was a good movie.
Spawn or that kind of stuff.
I love Johnny Weissmuller.
The Watchmen required you appreciate some of the independent type of comics.
Tarzan.
Yeah, Tarzan was awesome.
Johnny Weissmuller.
I really like Watchmen. I mean, it wasn't quite exactly like the comic. They changed a couple of major plot points, but I thought it was done pretty well. I mean, considering. And Alan Moore, the guy who wrote the original Watchmen, has always said it was unfilmable. I think he did a pretty good job considering.
Jane was hot.
Jane. Me, Tarzan, you, Jane.
Yeah.
And then there was Cheetah and Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Jane.
Jane.
Sweet.
There's
Jane.
a listing of
Tarzan. Jane. Tarzan.
She wore that mini skirt,
A loincloth.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
There's a listing on eBay for a CoCo 1 for $20.
Wow.
Plus.
Oh, why bring that back into this?
Plus $60 shipping.
Plus just $60 shipping, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
$500 shipping.
It's like, how the hell can somebody justify charging triple what it actually costs to ship?
FedEx.
It's because eBay used to charge based on the sale price. So people would give a lower sale price and inflate shipping price. But now I think eBay's cracking down on that.
Yeah,
they were trying to avoid fees.
Hey,
but
Mark Overholzer. You know that shirt you got on? I ordered that shirt, and I got the 6 to 8 days delivery. And they sent me a email and said, track here. And it was DHL. And tracking come up and it was nothing. It said, this may not work. It may not work for 2 days. So 2 days go by and I tried it again. And it says, in 2 days, it may not work. And so then I contacted their help. And I said, can you help? Because I'm trying to track this. What good is tracking if it doesn't work? And I got it in the mail today. and they didn't answer me back yet, but they sent the standard, we're sorry you're having trouble tracking your package. It's a standard thing they give everybody, It's like, we already know it doesn't work.
It's a canned response.
DHL, I had never had a DHL package that was properly tracked. Never.
No. I think it's just a front,
Well, the
let's
postal
make it look like
service-
we track, but we don't.
The postal service is like a day after the package was accepted, then it shows up a lot.
Your
of
package is on the way.
yeah, your package is on the way, and then there's no update until
delivery.
Until it's the distribution center closest to you, and then they don't give you an update as when the delivery is, and then it was delivered.
Well, it came from New York. It was 5 days.
Yeah, I ordered mine when they were on sale for $13 instead of the $20. So
yeah, so did I, but I'm a big guy, so no.
Extra $2.
Yeah, it cost you more. Big guy.
More cloth, right?
Yeah. We have real estate, man. We're gonna send you the big package.
We charge you by the square inch.
Yeah.
We offer financing at a low interest rate. Talk to an agent here.
Our shirt can also be used as a sail for your small boat.
Send that out to a tent maker.
Yeah.
I just sent you a cross-reference movie meme there, Stevie, in chat. See what you think.
Where's my chat? You should get the kick out of this. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, I like that.
Which
That's
chat
cool.
did you post to?
It's in.
I put it in private. Oops, let me put that in public here too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Crosses a couple of successful movie franchises.
Oh yeah, I already shared that on my timeline.
Hey, I get a sorry this content isn't available.
Yeah.
I'm getting a message from Michael Brandt. Huh?
Are you in Facebook? If you're getting that content is not available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I clicked on the link. Yeah.
Does it work?
Well,
work for the-
might visible to an audience you're not in.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try to coordinate something with Michael Brandt. I mean, my travel plans are so screwed up as it is right now. I almost think that Michael, you're gonna have to get your stuff to me before I leave on Thursday. I don't think I'm gonna have time to meet him anywhere. I'm gonna be getting on the road at almost 6 p.m. in the evening, and I need to make it to South Carolina. I think I'm gonna end up going to South Carolina. I got a friend there, so I might just drive to South Carolina and stay there. So, but I got a lot of. I got a lot of miles I got to squeeze in. Got to figure it out.
Let's see. I don't recognize this thing.
Which one? The guy holding the dog?
No, the Predator for CoCo 3.
Okay, different subject, huh?
Yeah. What are we talking about now?
I have no idea.
Oh, the game Predator?
For some reason, you're not seeing it.
My feed just froze. I think you might have lost your damn internet again, Mark Bosley. Mosley.
No, it still says 30 frames a second. I'm green.
Okay, no. Well, my Zoom froze for a minute there.
Huh.
Yeah, they got the Predator. Is this what you're looking at here?
Yeah, that's the one for $10.
Oh, you're looking on eBay.
Yeah, I'm looking on eBay.
I think you paid too much.
Yeah, if they pay me $10, I might take it off their hands.
In the jewel case. Looks like a floppy.
We need to get David Ladd's take on Predator. David, can we get a really?
No, it's a cartridge.
That's just the
yeah, David's reaction video to playing that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, they got a color baseball.
How much?
$5. Plus,
if someone would put a few patches into that so that the gaming logic was a little smarter for the computer opponent, that would be a really good game.
I was kind of glad to see Steve Bjork on the call. He's been on the last couple. It's nice to see him chiming in again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice having him join in. I that was hilarious, that short answer game.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. Well, we covered that.
Well, yeah, he didn't give us time to like I was saying earlier. He didn't give us time to formulate any thoughts. He just here's the question.
And everybody's like, wait, whoa.
Hey, wait a minute. And I started like saying, well, hold on there, partner. Easy, quick draw.
Nah, just a minute.
I thought it was a good topic. I was.
Yeah, that turned into a rather long, and I had to laugh at him avoiding commenting on the copy protection where you run into the wall every time,
and whether or not he did that intentionally or not.
Yeah, he wouldn't fess up.
He made it sound like there's a bunch of booby traps.
Could he have asked you guys to take down his stuff from the CoCo archives?
No.
He can't ask you to do that?
No, he certainly can.
Yep. Some other people have actually. There's been
It's
some stuff
it's within his rights to do that.
Would you have to comply?
Yes.
Yeah. The author
copyrights your death date plus 95 years now or something like that. So yeah.
So
the
he's
author
being
of that
pretty good about not.
language programming book and some others. Yeah,
So he's not pushing it then. Like he's not, even though he hates it, he's not.
Well, he doesn't like it being mentioned that stuff's on the archive because he's supposed to enforce his copyright. Otherwise, his other newer copyrights also get affected.
Yeah.
To enforce it, you basically have abandoned it.
Well, like I said, if he threw his ROMs on a disc and charged something reasonable for them, I'd buy them just to cover.
So at CoCoFEST, why don't we have a little, corner where we can swap, copy some games?
Are you saying a software piracy corner?
That was the CoCo.
Yes.
That's what my CoCo Club was all about.
Yeah, that's what mine was.
I still remember an Amiga copy program that when you booted the disc, it would start into this tune, yo ho, the pirate's life for me.
All right, I'm trying to track my journey right now to CoCoFEST, and it's looking like I'll definitely be taking.
You have a Dodge Journey.
This is I'm assuming this is the 95 I'm taking here. Is this the 95? No, it's not the 95.
I don't think they made one in 95.
It's wanting me to take. What frickin' road is this, dude? I can't even tell by looking at the map here. That's not the turnpike, is it? It's looking like I am not taking the 95. It wants me to take, I'm guessing I'm going out to the West Coast. It's having me go out to the West Coast of Florida. Yeah, it's not going up the 95.
Less traffic that way or something.
Yeah, I'm not going up the 95. I'm actually going up to I-75. Yeah, wow, yeah, that's having me go, wow, this is a really convoluted path. Yeah, so I'm trying to see where do I pass through Kentucky. 1 second. So here's Georgia.
Right through Atlanta.
The 75 is going through Georgia, but where is South Carolina now? Charlotte. Charlotte is way off the beaten path from where I'm going.
Clear. Yeah, it's clear to the.
Yeah.
You have a layover in Texas?
Yeah, so that's having me take basically I-75, and then at some point in time, I-75. I don't know where the hell it turns. These are a lot of different roads. Yeah, I'm not familiar with anything outside of the state of Florida. So it looks like I'm still on.
Right up to Toledo.
Yeah, so I'm still going to Georgia on 75. 75 at some point in time. It looks like right around. What state is this here? Chattanooga, that's Tennessee. And then it turns into 28 over here, 24. It looks like it's the same road, but it just changes numbers on it. But yeah, the path I'm taking is not anywhere near I-95, which is the main road. That's my main, but it's like 95 is if you wanted to go to New York, because that's like on the East Coast, you know. But this is taking me through the center of the state. I'm not coming up the coast at all. Yeah. And then it's almost a straight line up into that shot there.
So it's like Atlanta to Nashville?
Something like that, yeah. I'm just kind of looking at the Google here.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt your train of thought, though.
Go ahead.
There was a CoCo 2 that had true lowercase.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's the T1.
T1.
How did you enable that? How do you enable the true lowercase mode?
It's a couple of pokes.
Yeah. If you have a melted keyboard CoCo 2, though, you likely do not have it.
I don't think mine's melted. I don't have the melted keys.
Yeah, I don't think you have the melted keys either, from what I could see.
No, they're
those
they're
are
high.
Higher.
What's the number on the back?
Actually, the easiest way to tell is to see when you power it up, do you have a slash in your 0 or not?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was one of the big differences. Does it say Tandy or Radio Shack?
It says Radio Shack.
They definitely don't have it then.
You don't have it. It's got to be Tandy. The last ones were Tandy.
And it ends in a B. It's whatever its part number is. It can be 26- something, blah, 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 B.
Yeah.
27.
And it had the updated logo too, right? The TRS, the red, green, and blue were slashes instead of rectangles. Yeah, I got the rectangles.
Yeah. Actually, from what I can see here, it looks like you do have a melted keyboard.
It's
how tall are the keys?
I thought the melted keyboard was lower travel than these.
Well, I think the original CoCo 1 melted keyboard was lower travel. The CoCo 2's was a little bit taller, I think.
I thought it was the same keyboard.
So are they like half an inch tall or a quarter inch tall?
Let me get my ruler.
This actually can let you.
Okay.
You can move things around.
Is it 10 millimeters tall or 6 millimeters tall?
Again. Let me get my metric ruler.
Hey, I was trying to go metric.
The nice thing about the CoCo VGA is that you actually get that T1 lowercase built in.
Is it the thickness of 4 quarters or 8 quarters?
This ruler is.
Well, if you could get it closer to the camera, we could easily tell.
The melted keyboard is actually very similar to the keyboard I had in a Gateway laptop. I was really impressed with how good it felt. That was on my white CoCo 1 that I sold to John Linville.
That looks like a low one from here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too. It looks like a melted one to me.
Yeah, I didn't know. I forgot the travel was.
Bring it closer to the camera, Nick. We'll make sure. Just hold it up.
Just pull the cord.
I can't. It's as far as I can pull it. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, slow down, man.
Well, I didn't. Someone else took focus.
Yeah, look. Point down to the top.
Hello.
That's melted.
Focus me.
That's melted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's really clean though. He did a good job cleaning it up.
That looks nice though. Yeah. Yeah. The melted was an early one. If that was the first one.
That was the first set of CoCo 2s that came out in '83. Yeah.
Yeah. The nice thing about that is it's socketed for.
Yeah, everything is socketed.
Oh, really? And like the VDG?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you can look down through the vents and see if it's socketed or not.
Yep. So that's.
If I ever get the CoCo VGA, it'll be easier to change it. To put it in.
And you can put 6309 in it easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
The one melty keyboard CoCo 2 I had, everything was socketed. It's like, oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the real advantage to the earlier ones.
And some of its players and stuff there for the CoCo 1 and 2 for audio files and stuff actually require 639 to keep up the speed. So
yeah, I have the 10dB whatever CoCo 2, and it's like there's only one socketed part, I think, if any. I can't remember. It's
the RAM, I think, was about the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else is soldered.
Yeah, there was 2 RAM chips or something like that.
Yeah,
but that'd be a cheap and easy upgrade for you there, Nick, is just to throw in a 609, because then you can run some of Zipster's audio players and stuff once you get a CoCo SDC.
Yeah,
So
and
it's just a matter of
games
a matter of swapping out the CPU. If it's socketed, it's easy to do.
Socketed. Yeah, yours is old enough; it should be socketed.
Oh, that's great.
Yep, that's a good deal.
And then you get Nitrous 9 level 1 works. It's got some 609 native mode, so it'll run faster. And Nick and I might even sneak in a couple optimizations for certain few games too.
And the CoCo VJ would be easy to put in.
Is that correct? It will be easier, yeah.
Oh, not easy. Wow.
I don't know what's all involved in that, so I won't go further than that. Easier.
Well, I know that there's a daughter board. The video chip plugs into it, and it sits in the video chip socket. I know that.
Yeah, it's because of the different designs of the CoCo 2 board, because they moved the RF can. Sometimes it was on side, sometimes it was flat, so it depends on where it fits in the case.
And I heard that there was a way to do it without drilling into the case.
Yeah, you just kind of run the cable out the back through, or out one of the vents or something.
Yeah, and he's got a new little breakout box for the buttons that you don't have to mount them on your CoCo if you don't want to.
You're the one that said that. I kept bringing it up, and yeah.
Yeah, that was posted on Facebook. Yeah. So even the original design, you didn't have to mount it on your CoCo and drill holes, but you could if you wanted to. But they came up with a 3D printed case, so all the little buttons that you need to press to change modes and stuff, they're in like a little box now, a little plastic box, so you can run that cable outside your CoCo and then get it off that way. That's what I asked Brendan to do for mine too. Even though I'm not worried about, the one I have has got a bunch of holes in it, anyways.
Oh, there's something tricky you have to do to get the audio to go through somewhere, right? Some sort of rewire.
Well, you have to have a separate jack for the audio, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned that he's going to have those at the fest there for like $5 a piece.
Yeah,
it's the plastic boxes.
Yeah,
I had a composite board for my CoCo 1, and it had cables, and I just ran them out around. What openings was it? They just came right out around other openings. I didn't have to worry about cutting a hole.
CoCo 3 VGA is trivial, right?
Trivial.
VGA and a CoCo 3 is just a adapter, right?
Well, that's the bottom connector, right?
It's already RGB out on a CoCo.
So I might just leave my CoCo 2 the way it is and get a CoCo 3 at some point. Yeah,
you do the not the boomerang, the
SCART cable,
or whatever the heck it is. These.
I get mixed up for all the names of the products. Not the Nick Marentes one. That's for
a non-Aussie product.
Hey Stevie, was your Dell monitor? Did you have a stand for it?
Yeah.
Okay. And Mark, did you say you're flying?
Yes, I am flying.
Okay.
Yes, I am flying.
I got your stand right here. It's gonna be in my box of goodies there. Leave room in your suitcase.
I'm planning on bringing my monitor, so.
Okay.
It'll be a marriage made in Chicago.
There you go.
If I want to avoid tolls.
You're still playing with the rod, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to bring a couple extra of these stands along too, just in case someone wants some or whatever.
That actually takes more time to avoid tolls.
Well,
of course. Now, if I want to avoid highways, what is that going to do in my trip? If I avoid highways, it becomes a 26-hour.
Do those tolls have a little pointy head?
But if you avoid land,
what if you walk it? How long does it
Okay, I'm going to avoid ferries, though. I am telling it to avoid ferries.
Yeah, because tolls have little pointy.
Oh, you're not going to see David Ladd on the way. That's
oh.
You
so, yeah, we're still looking at an 18-hour drive.
Is there an option for avoiding people?
Steve, I used to drive from Toledo, Ohio to St. Augustine in 24 hours straight.
Wow.
As a kid.
Yeah, me to Chicago is
Yeah, I
22
did it
hours
all
straight.
the
So
time. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm getting too old though. I can't do that straight through anymore. I have to have power naps now.
Hey, Curtis.
Switch
you got-
Brian, yeah, Brian
got it.
Palmer's complimenting on your Nitrous 9 speed up now.
Yep. Dexter.
Where is he commenting?
Facebook. It says, "Damn, I love the speed ups you guys have done for the Nitrous 9. Playing Fexer is way better than the cartridge."
Yeah, it is faster than the cartridge version, actually.
So Nick, you were the name you're looking for is a switcheroo cable.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, switcheroo. So that plugs into the bottom port on the CoCo 3 and it gives you a standard VGA.
Well, no, it gives you a SCART connection, and then you get you purchase a little SCART to HDMI box. It's
SCART to HDMI?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get a HDMI connection out of it.
I actually have a couple that I got on Amazon. I got 3 of them, and one works great. So I'm bringing the other 2 with me if somebody's interested in one.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like $25 or so.
1,298 miles
About
is
30.
my journey. So basically
Sorry,
1,300 miles.
Sorry, I'm such a noob on this stuff.
That's one way, Stevie?
One way, 1,300 miles. It's estimating 18 hours and 13 minutes.
You're going to need an oil change by the time you get back home.
Yeah.
Cannonball.
Do you have one of those donut tires or a real spare?
I have a real spare, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I do so much driving. I get an oil change about once a month, and we get the tires rotated every time I change my oil. So
Very good.
yeah.
That's about the cheapest insurance you can do for a vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Don't they turn as you drive?
They do in a kind of a circular shape fashion. Yeah.
So that rotates them.
Well, there's rotate and then revolve.
Yes.
In school.
So yeah, man, it's an 18-hour drive, man. This is no easy way to do. I'm not doing 18 hours straight. I can't do 18 hours straight. I could probably do 2 9s, But I'm getting such a late start Thursday night too. Hey, Bill Noble just joined us on Facebook. Hey, Bill, how's it going? Eh? And not Facebook, but YouTube. Bill's on YouTube.
Ron, you're flying, aren't you?
Yep.
You should have a pretty cheap flight from where you're at, right into Chicago. You going to O'Hare or Midway?
O'Hare.
No, so it's official that you're going now, Ron?
Yeah, and I have a room and everything.
No. David Ladd likes to snuggle, I hear.
I have ticks in my beard.
Spoon.
You may not like that.
Spooning with the lad.
But Stevie, I always wanted to say the comment, "That's not a pillow."
Those are pillows.
Those are 2 pillows.
Yes.
What movie was that? Was that Plane Trains?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
John Candy. John Candy and
They're playing some sort of bouncy song like something with my baby tonight, and they're sleeping there together, and then they wake up and.
I love the scene where he goes into the bathroom after he gets done there, and it's just every rag and stinks full of water and just.
I like when the car got destroyed. He's like, "Radio still works. Darndest thing."
All right, for me to get to Atlanta, it's still saying it's an 8-hour drive for me to get to Atlanta. And that's still like only halfway through Georgia. I'm just wondering how far I'm going to get if I leave Florida at, 5 p.m., which is about what time I'm leaving.
And drive every 2 hours.
Because my daughter's graduating college on Thursday. So I can't leave till after that, and that's going to be around 4-ish when that's done. So if I drove 8 hours around 4, that would put me in Atlanta around midnight. It's about as far as I would get. That's, driving 8 hours straight at, pretty much dinner time. That's
tough.
crazy.
You've already had a pretty long day by the time you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I could drive till 10 or 11 o'clock, but man, I'd be fading.
Yeah, so I'm just not sure how far I'm going to be able to get. I'm pretty sure I probably won't get past Georgia Thursday night.
Typically, when I start out an early morning or stuff, I can get till midnight yet, but oh man, I'm shot.
So now my question is, do I stay on the main road and just find a rest stop and sleep in a rest stop, or do I take 2 hours? I can go to my parents' house and spend the night at my parents' house, but I got to go 2 hours off the highway to get to my parents' house. So that's gonna add 2 hours to my trip Thursday.
Well, they'll be glad to see you.
Or Friday. Well, they're not even going to be there because they're going to be down here. They're down for their graduation. So, yeah. So these are the things I got to figure out. Whatever.
So do you have to go through Charlotte?
No, I was going to, but now that I look at it on the map, that's a huge diversion off the way too.
Well, it's going to add a couple of hours, I think, to the whole trip.
Yeah. I'm not looking to add time to the trip. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm just going to drive. As soon as I get tired, I'm going to pull over and sleep on the side of the road, wherever the hell that is. If it happens to be a rest stop, I'll park into a rest stop.
Well, you got to be able to find something in Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for a hotel.
Oh.
For another hotel, I'm already paying $300 for them.
Do you bring a lot of music with you?
I got Amazon. So I got my my internet radio on Amazon. I got my audiobooks, so I'll have stuff.
That and coffee. If you're a coffee drinker. If you're a coffee drinker.
Take some Joke Cola with you.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just try to see how far I can get through Georgia, and that's I'm not going to make it out of Georgia because it's going to be midnight by the time I get to Atlanta. I can't see myself doing more than that.
I'd want to stop at a rest stop anywhere near Atlanta. You'll want a hotel or something.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear.
I'm sure someone would like to hear you playing it by ear.
Mm-hmm.
You going solo or anybody with you?
No, I'm going solo.
Oof.
Oh, Mike decided not to go with you, huh?
Michael's now messaging me on Facebook asking me to meet him. He wants to give me shit to bring for him along the way. And that's the last thing I want to do right now is even pull over for 5 minutes. I got so much driving. The only thing I can think about right now is how can I not waste any time? I'm thinking about bringing a piss bucket in the car so I don't have to, get off for that. So
kind of out of the way for him though, anyway.
What's that?
Isn't your paths kind of out of the way for him? Anyway?
No, I just told him I'm gonna be taking 75. So I told him before too. Said if I'm gonna be meeting you, you need to literally be meeting me on the highway because I'm not even getting off the highway. So you need to be on the side of the road there,
leaning over with the bag.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's just I'm not getting off. So
those things they had for mail bags, back when the trains carried the mail.
It was the trains.
Yeah.
Exactly. Have a hook out the window.
Are you using a mapping program on your phone or something?
Yeah, I just use Google navigation. Yeah.
Does that update pretty good? Like if there's for whatever reason road construction?
Yeah, it's good like that.
Yep, that's always kind of nice. I like that. I use the one on my iPhone, and whenever there's detours, it's usually pretty good about flagging them. So.
Yeah, I wish I could carpool with somebody because then we could just drive straight through. We could drive in shifts,
I often wish for a hose through the floorboard.
Didn't they have apps where you could hook up with somebody going north?
No, I have no idea. Yeah, that's what is that now? The high-tech hitchhiker app. I mean, it's just I don't feel too safe bringing a stranger into the car.
It's a cousin of Uber.
Little Volkswagen with 7 people.
Yeah, this car's gonna be full as it is.
Yeah, actually, I'm not bringing a lot on the way up. The only thing I'm bringing with me on the way up is basically gonna be my luggage, my drum set, which I can hopefully squeeze in there, and then basically a CoCo monitor and a duffel bag full of extension cords and bullshit like that. So there won't be a ton of stuff coming up on the way up. On the way back, I'm gonna have the Tandy 1000 and the Apple II.
C.
Yeah. plus anything I buy in the auction.
An Atari 400.
Atari 400.
Possibly, yeah.
I picked up the 410 cassette recorder that you mentioned that you might pick up the 400 from. That Atari 400. He also had a cassette recorder, a 410. I'm buying from him.
That's Salvador Garcia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to tell him I don't want that damn Atari. So if he wants to sell it, sell it. Let me find that message to him right now. I got too much crap to worry about. A little Atari 400 is not high on my priorities right now.
I just happen to have one, and I got a handful of games, and I got a couple that are on cassette and stuff. So I might just complete the package. You only wanted 15 for it, so.
6-day warning. Tony Pedraza. 6-day warning. CoCoFEST, right? So.
you know, it's almost like they think nobody ever reads.
David Ladd, are you going to be able to join us there at CoCoFEST? Have you been able to work things out?
Going.
You're going? Good. Good.
At least as far as of right now.
Sounds good.
I got to get Stevie to do that lap dance for me.
Mm-hmm.
Which way do you go? Do you come up onto 80 and go straight across?
Yeah, it'll be 80 straight across.
Yep.
I don't do tolls.
Yeah, I'm debating which route I want to take because I'll be taking 80 as well, or I might take Highway 20 first because that's actually straight out from where I live here, on the northern part of Iowa. Take 20 and then pick it up that way. But yeah, if I hit the tolls, it's like an extra. Like I think it's like 3 different tolls. It's like $15 worth of tolls I'll have to go through. So.
It's a whole nother challenge too, right? Because when I was there before, I flew in and I rented a car and I had the Easy Pass as part of the rental car. So now I'm going to have to carry freaking change on me and get in the actual toll lane and doll out coins or something through the toll booths, right? When you get into Chicago.
Yeah, well, the whole Illinois state, they're just they're always taxing and tolling everything there.
So. Yeah. Or do they bill you by the license plate now?
Oh yeah.
Well, no, yeah, I'm asking the question. I don't know if they do.
A lot of places for the locals, they just send them a bill in the mail.
Yeah, like Texas does off the plates now.
Look at that.
The hell is that?
California also.
What the hell is that?
It says newly discovered mega insect found in Mammoth Cave, Kentucky.
Holy crap.
Look at it. Ugly.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'll bet you it's tasty with butter.
Looks like something that comes out of David Ladd's colon.
Oh.
I mean, obviously that thing did not just evolve.
That looks a lot like what are they?
It looks like a cuddle bug. You just want to cuddle with it, don't you?
Or what do they call those? God, I can't remember. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get near its mouth.
First of its kind.
8-bit 256 is telling me that bomb threat's no longer available.
Maybe Rick Adams changed the link.
I'll talk to him directly.
Yeah, if it has changed, I need to update it on the website. Yeah.
That bug came out of my golden retriever.
Yeah, what happened to Ron's Wildlife Garage?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, right.
A segment today.
Die, dinos, die!
Yeah, right. All right, guys, I'm going to drop off. It's like midnight for me. Way past my bedtime.
Is it midnight already? Crap.
Yeah.
Good turn to a pumpkin.
I'll tell you what, should we do the outro?
Yeah, pretty much it.
I'm going to put a fork in it. Is it done?
Oh, yeah, I guess this was a show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, welcome to Travel Talk.
Let's see, Comic Talk, Travel Talk.
If you would like a transcript of this program, just send $3 to.
We briefly talked about the CoCo 2.
Yeah, but then we're like, are you talking about the CoCo again? Get back on topic.
Okay, here we go.
All right, let's hear it.
Was that the right clip?
That was the After Dark clip, yeah.
That was beautiful.
That was the After Dark outro.
Call this one Linux is not Unix.
Linux is not Unix, and Fusix is pronounced Fusix, not Fusix.
I think Cox is fixing to die on me again.
And Cox sucks.
His Cox is getting ready to die.
It's
All
red.
right.
What happens on Friday night?
Cox
Is people just kind of hang around the lobby up there?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
David Ladd does table dances for pocket change.
I needed this trip.
If he's not too busy tracking Dr. Pepper.
Tim Franklin says, "Be careful around Joliet. The I-80 bridge is about to fall down."
Oh, wow.
Great.
Get away from me!
All right, well, yeah, I can't.
Raptors are after me.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough, Mark, for being our streaming guy now.
Oh, you're welcome.
2 weeks in a row, 2 shows in one day.
There's next week too.
That should qualify for danger pay at this point.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here for the show next week. Do one.
So that'd be kind of interesting. So we'll do it at what 2:00 again, and just see what's happening.
Yeah, we'll just try to jump in. It'll be like 1:00, so it'll be around lunchtime on Saturday. So
Via satellite from Chicago.
Yeah, live via satellite. Yeah.
Yep, and as I got my machine here that I'm just finishing getting some things set up on it, Stevie, and I'll work with you there to get myself set up so I can also.
I need to get mine finalized too. I haven't, so I want to get a dump from Mark Bosley's Bosley. I don't know why I keep saying Bosley, but Mark.
Did you guys see?
Tom Bosley.
That's all right. Everyone else says Bosley.
Tom Bosley. Yeah.
Did you guys see the Dragon set up with everything you could plug into it? Everything you could ever plug into it. It was all around it, laying on the table. We got to do that with the CoCo 3.
You'll need a 16-slot MPI.
So, everything.
All right.
Okay, guys.
Mega Maxi Pad MPI, yes.
With wings.
All right, pressing the button.
Pressing the button. Right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night, Gracie.
Everyone. Oh, yeah.